What are hero point questions?
Hero point question.
Oh, the hero point question for today, I totally remember, and I'm not currently scanning the chat. Here we go. Oh, a piece of jewellery or a small token that your character wears, and the story behind it, like how you got it, or why it's important, or where it came from. You can make up some lore about something if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. I know what I want.
Yeah.
But I haven't thought of a backstory for it. But I'll give you
without
the backstory, and then we can figure it out.
Yeah.
I have a on a rope around my neck, a knuckle bone, like a sheep's knuckle bone, from the street rat kids that I used to play knuckle bones with as a kid, and something tragic would have happened to one of them or something, and that's my memento to always remember where I came from.
Oh, that's enough of a backstory.
But I want to know what the bad thing was, you know, like that happened to my group, or like, you know, maybe there were some kids that grew up on the streets or something.
I love that.
What if the police came and cleared out the streets?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or he got caught stealing and got his hand chopped off.
Oh,
or, you know, I don't know.
It's a sheep knuckle, not a child's knuckle, right?
No. Like as a memento of him that disappeared or something. You know, was taken away. Whatever.
Yeah. I know you want the thing on the side.
Oh, thanks. That's a good question.
Is this a secret?
No, I don't think there's a canon answer to that.
Oh, okay.
There's some places I've been.
Right. Interesting.
You'll have to ask Darian about it in downtime.
Doesn't have a homeland question mark?
Mordred, do you have a token?
I do.
I haven't talked to Galen about my homeland yet.
Right. Mordred has a little clasp that he uses on his cloak that I mentioned a few sessions ago that I tried to give to Morgause, which has on one side a raven's head and a dragon's head on the other, which was a gift from his mother on his 10th birthday. And when he ran away, he tried to take it off, but every time he tries to take it off, he cuts himself horribly on the brooch.
Oh.
So he's just learned not to touch it.
Is it the dragon side or the other side that cuts?
I imagine probably the raven side.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous. Have a hero point.
Thank you.
What about Drizella?
Drizella's got something that... I'm just trying to remember who exactly is where. So, Big Beam, me, and Mordred are all pretty much together. Is that right? Around the back? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not seen it until just now when her chest got ripped open. And out of I guess an inside pocket of a cloak or a robe is a really not ornate, pretty simple, pretty plain but well made silver pocket watch that Drizella stole, and she stole it from like the side table in her mother's bedroom, and it was her father's watch.
Oh, I love that.
And she stole it.
Do you reckon it's got like his initials graved on the front or anything?
And you know, he used to make porridge and he used to make apple pie. He was generally quite a nice guy before he died. Obviously of natural causes. So it's like his wife was like totally legit.
I have theories about her.
Who knows? I'm no backstory about him, but yeah, she remembers he used to go, oh, you know, look at the time for tea, and then you'd all sit down when they were really small. She snuck into her mum's bedroom one day and stole it from the side table. And nobody has seen it before, but it is now currently lying in a pool of blood and ripped open chest.
I love that. So, last week we came to the city of Glum in Salazar Glum. You all talk about some various stuff you do in mentioned cities. helping the poor, getting a surveillance of the place. Bigby went to get a shave, only to find himself face to face with the demon barber of Fleet Street. A tap with a razor from this barber trying to take Bigby down, but he was no match. Big managed to fight him off, but had to escape into the sewers. You all ran in to help eventually. Drizella and Mordred ran in to help. Mordred got beaten up by an old lady. The baker downstairs with a steel tray, doing quite a bit of damage to Mordred. But Mordred returned.
That was funny.
Beating an old woman with a metal tray on the ground. At
When
that point,
the
they
guards came
arrived with the guards. There was a bit of a kerfuffle, but eventually you all ended up in the sewer following Bigby. Sorry. You found a society down in these sewers. You'd known that pets and small children had gone missing, and a group of woodland watchers had been sent into the sewers to deal with this, but they had disappeared. Oh, pardon me, sorry. You found a society of kobolds, these blue lizard-like creatures, very small and about a metre high, who had blinded themselves. All of them were missing their eyes and had wrapped blindfolds around them, navigating by touch and sound in these dark, echoey sewers. And you found out why. They had been serving a basilisk, a great, terrible creature, some cross between a lizard and a toad, and a rooster, with these glowing green eyes that if you look into, you are turned to stone. You arrived in the heart of these kobolds' lair, in what clearly used to be some sort of like workshop or sanctuary. Or something like, you see broken potion making equipment around, bookshelves that have long since fallen over and turned to mould and rot, and a number of statues all around this place. One of which being of someone most of the statues screaming in terror, but one of them, a wizard in quite ornate robes, a great ruff around their neck, smiling, looking at the ground, their hands reached out, like a happy parent. The wizard statue is in a place of honour amongst the display of statues that the basilisk seems to keep. Bigby, inspired by Mordred's sacrifice from earlier, came and talked down the kobolds, convinced them all to go on their mandated 15-minute union break. But the basilisk was not easily convinced. It is a creature of instinct. It is an animal more so than it is an intelligent, thinking creature. It has no languages it understands or speaks. It has a very low intelligence score. It will not be communicated with or swayed so easily. Bigby was petrified quite quickly, being really the basilisk. I don't think anyone else is slowed or anything from it.
No. I'm dead from it. But
yes. In an attempt
dead
to,
one.
You know that you can reverse the petrification of a basilisk's gaze using its own blood. So you know that lingering damage to this thing will cause it to bleed out. Drizella,
she's not stoned, is she?
No, Drizella's not stoned. Drizella, you knew that you could get this thing to bleed out if you could use one of your reactions.
Yes.
You goaded it to attack. It lunged a terrible beak attack right through your torso, and in that you are dying. You've dropped to 0 hit points, and you use your action to lacerate all over it as its blood flowed down onto Bigby. You see with an unnatural, terrible creaking shake, bits of Bigby turning off to stone, dropping down slowly over the course of 10 or so seconds, as if it lies there limply. Joining him in a puddle of blood is Drizella. So, a brief refresher for how the dying rules work. Drizella, you drop immediately to the end of the initiative order. Sorry, you drop to the top of the initiative order, you're right above the basilisk. So you've got a whole round before you're going to have to make your first roll. You then need to pass some checks before you... if you pass a check, your dying condition decreases. If you fail, it increases.
Yep.
You can go up to dying 4, at which point you are dead. And then
you start on dying 1.
Start on dying 1, then you go 2, 3, 4. DC is 10 plus your dying value. Flat roll of the dice. Alrighty, so the basilisk has just finished its turn. You are in this sewer, this filth-ridden nest of this creature. Once some sort of arcane research place, now nesting place for kobolds and far worse things. Mordred, you are up. Mordred, you have 41 hit points.
I do indeed.
Awesome. Go for it. Mordred, what would you like to do? The basilisk immediately next to you, its beak freshly covered in blood from Drizella.
So, if just a mechanics question, if I pop Drizella back up, will she go back to her normal place in the initiative?
No, she stays in your normal place, so she'll go before the basilisk.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's one way of getting to the top of the initiative order.
Yeah, sailing upwards, I guess. As my first action, I'm
I
probably
think it was pretty much up there anyway.
I'm probably
Yeah,
going to
you
strike the
you're second from
basilisk.
the bottom,
Yeah.
so it just needs the It doesn't really matter once you start.
Could we also get the action sheets?
Oh yeah, they're in the book.
So my first action, I'm going to strike the basilisk.
Mhm.
Try and get it to bleed a little bit.
Here's an action sheet.
I've got one.
Oh, can you pass them over today for me?
Yep.
And there's an action sheet.
I've got like 3 action sheets, so I'll give you a spare action sheet back because I've collected them.
That
It
will
stops them
be
blowing all over the deck.
a 24 to hit.
24 to hit the basilisk is a hit.
Lovely.
So you bring up your bastard sword, the vines curling around it, and strike towards the creature.
And do 15 damage,
15 damage.
slashing.
Lovely.
As he's angry from what's just happened to Drizella. And then I'm going to cast a 2-action heal at first level.
Wonderful. 2 action is Drizella.
Just Drizella.
Wonderful.
Oh, sorry, is she in touch range?
So you'll
No, I'll
have,
have to move.
unfortunately, no. The basilisk is quite large. The basilisk mechanically
Yeah.
occupies those 9 squares. That's you.
Okay.
So you'll either have to tumble through.
Oh, sorry, no, it's 30 feet on 2 action.
2 actions, 30.
Yeah.
There you go. Then.
So I'll just.
Oh, that's cool. Let's range check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
So
1
fun.
action heal is touch and does a little bit less. 2
So that's
actions
19
range and more, and then if you spend your whole turn,
19.
everyone in range. 19, did you say?
And that's my turn.
Awesome. I'm going to try and track the hit points on Foundry, so just let me.
I'm at 19.
Beautiful.
That's straightforward.
Awesome.
And dying.
2 actions from strike,
Mordred
heal.
just says, stay in there.
Awesome. What does Mordred healing look like?
Well, usually it looks like threads of golden light, but after accepting that gift from his mother, the raven kind of flies towards Drizella and just tears at her skin and brings it back together.
Nice.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
That was, of course, the other thing. Mordred looked to the petrified at the bottom of the river when all of a sudden you heard.
There's also a weasel.
There is a weasel. I have the weasel. Don't worry. The weasel is up. The weasel stays on your turn, so it's
Just say there's a weasel.
The weasel is right there.
I know,
That's
I
the
can see the weasel.
They have the default guy face.
That's why he looks.
See it right at the top.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Default guy weasel.
Default
Default
guy
guy.
weasel. So fun fact,
Basically,
Pathfinder in Foundry has no art for anything. You have to add the art manually. They're all just ugly faces.
Really?
Yeah, it's annoying. Not the worst thing in the world, but just ugly.
How different are the tokens from like D&D tokens? Or
I mean, the art style's very different between the two, but it's just more that like I have the art for them. Just I need to just add it manually. It doesn't start with art for the things. There's no sprite.
And there isn't a. You can't pull compendium in with the art.
So you have to pay
Really?
for the art. Yeah, it's like $15, which
Wow.
is not a lot,
Okay.
but just more than I want to pay for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is the weasel an animal?
The weasel is an animal.
He's my last summon animal.
The
So
weasel is an
can I
animal.
command it if I were to like?
Well,
command an animal,
yeah,
or,
well,
not? Or is it like
But
a?
you don't really need to. So
Yeah.
Drizella is the I don't know what the term is, but I'm going to say owner of the
Summoner.
animal. Yeah, summoner of the animal. So it automatically obeys Drizella
Okay.
anyway. Interestingly enough, give me a nature check. Which is probably an action, unfortunately. You can make an action on your turn to try to work out what the basilisk is in terms of animal, monster, summon,
Ah,
that sort of thing.
I've also got fast healing active. I forgot to tell you that, so I will
Beautiful.
heal 2 at the end of my turn.
Lovely, and you're up to at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That is Mordred. Darian, that is you.
Cool.
I'm. Where am I?
Sorry, you are hiding back here behind this. So this is all wall. That's all
Okay,
wall.
I will use my movement to come around the corner.
Wonderful. Movement gets you to here at the most.
So that's one action, and then I'm going to stare at this thing.
Mhm.
And can I please make a will save?
Oh, absolutely.
I forgot to avert my eyes.
Yes, sorry. So averting your eyes is always a good move.
Yeah.
Which is an action.
16 on the will save, so probably a fail, I imagine.
Fails.
Lovely.
As I have taken a shogi piece, a pawn shogi piece, because shogi's way cooler than chess. And I take this piece out, focus on it, and lock minds with this beast. It is stunned 1.
Incredible. What spell are you casting?
Mind games.
Ooh.
Games. Well, that's
I love all the spells you have there also.
blah 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 blah. Oh, that's so cool.
It's sustained too.
That's so cool. If it critically succeeds, you become stunned.
Yeah. It's got a
so
pretty
cool.
big negative.
Targets one creature. Awesome. That's very cool.
And I can sustain it turn after turn. Is sustain 1 or 2? Is it the
So
same?
sustain
as
is one action to keep it up.
Okay, and the other question I had, just real quick, it says cost 3 GP, game piece focus. So I'm assuming I had like the game piece beforehand. But does that actually get used up, or do you keep it and just have to use it as a focus?
I don't see that cost anywhere on my version of the spell. Let's have a look.
Oh, it's just in Path Builder, so it might be just like a...
uncommon 3 gold pieces. 3 gold pieces is a lot. I'm gonna waive that because
Okay.
it's got a. It's
Or
got
just
a,
like it's a permanent game.
Yeah, we'll say you have.
Thing.
Yeah. You see, you try to play mind games with this creature. The creature is a creature. There's not a lot of light behind it. Well, there's a glowing green light.
Yeah.
There's not.
It doesn't
glowing
play my
green?
games.
Yeah, the eyes blue.
Like Horned King Green?
No, they grow an emerald green, much like the sewer water around here. The sewer water grows this dull, dark green, like you shone light through an emerald. Also, it's stunned 1. That reduces its turns it can take. Very cool.
Ooh.
And I think stunned means it can't take reactions, if I'm correct. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I am correct.
Am I reading the wrong... Maybe I'm reading the wrong thing. Is this page 3 or is this... Oh, is it can't take actions equivalent to a thing?
Yeah, so
Am I reading the wrong thing?
So stunned. So if it's got a number next to stun, so stun works 2 ways. You can either be stunned, or you can be stunned 1, stunned 2, or stunned 3. If there's a number, it reduces your actions. If it's just stunned,
if it's
then
just
it's
stunned,
like
that's
D&D
the-
stun still.
You can't act.
Yeah, I think stunned is like a 5th or 6th level spell. It's pretty high magic in Pathfinder to knock out something's too.
It's cool how like everything scales. Like,
It's
Yeah.
really nice. And Pathfinder's not built around those like you do nothing this turn sort of rules because fights are meant to be with less creatures.
Except the calm spell.
Yeah.
Well, calm spell's a little bit stupid.
Archives of Nephis is just like the best of them. I think I'm just gonna keep using it.
It's really good. It's really good. It's just a bit slow sometimes, is the other one. Wonderful. So that's movement, 2 spells. Darian, that's you. Drizella, you are up. You are alive.
I'm pissed.
You
The
are
Mordred,
prone.
the raven's
Is the
just
only one?
standing in front of you.
You are lying in a pool of your own blood. Your pocket watch to your left.
Raven on your chest. Crow, sorry. Crow on your chest.
Correct.
It's getting up from prone in action.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can grab your
I-
pocket watch while you do that if you want. You can also attack and all that sort of stuff from prone. It's just a -2 to attack rolls.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about casting.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast from prone.
Totally fine.
I'm going to cast bone spray up through its throat in a 15-foot cone.
That's brutal.
So lying where it's I think it's a save. It is I think it's a reflex save. Off the top of my head.
Basic reflex.
Reflex. Yes.
Wonderful. You see this big hulking brute of a creature. It tries to rear back out of the way, and with surprising dexterity, 23, it's going to be a success.
So it's a success.
Wonderful. So it still take half damage.
Yes. It does. So so 18, so that would be 9 piercing,
9 piercing damage.
1 persistent bleed,
1 persistent bleed.
and
Wonderful.
it's already got persistent bleed from the thing.
Yep. So
that had before.
that one it ended on its last turn.
Yep.
This one will
So it's
1 bleed.
um
Oh, it's so cool. You can actually automate the system. Awesome.
Okay, so I do that. So that's 2 actions,
Mhm.
and I'm going to avert my eyes.
Lovely.
And the weasel's just like running around.
Yeah, so
The weasel will, as far as I'm aware, continue. It may try to attack because the summon animal is that it comes to attack.
So the way summons work, you've got to use one of your actions to command it for 2.
Okay.
Otherwise, it doesn't attack. It will defend itself, so it'll run away.
Oh, that's fine. It can hang around up there.
So you can keep running in a circle.
It's
if you like.
basically baked, so
Yeah.
you know, I can run around up there and try and escape if it wants to. That's fine by me.
At this moment, the basilisk is going to have its turn. It's going to retaliate against your attack.
Yeah, valid.
How much did you do?
9 saved.
But it has bonus action.
It only has 2 actions. Is it going to try that?
No, I don't think so.
Let's keep it fair. Dice roll. No, it's not going to try that. You see, it comes in to grapple you. Tries to grab you with its claws.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm just getting a call from my sister who's in surgery now.
Yeah, go for it.
Go.
Okay, let's do it. Right, so Basilisk goes to grapple you as you're on the floor. Just opens its mouth, goes to pick you up, but with a 20, that is going to succeed on a grapple check. Goes over. You are. Oh, hang on, let me actually grapple really quick. I think it was restrained. Success. Grapple. I love those action sheets, except that they don't actually tell you what happens on
I feel like I need to make an action sheet with a little bit more information on it.
grapple. That's skill action. Blah, blah,
I
blah,
don't
blah,
want
blah,
an
blah.
action sheet. I just want a condition sheet.
Target is grab. The problem is that the
I'll make
conditions sheet would be like 14 pages.
Yeah, but just for like, I want to make one just for the things that like my abilities can.
That would be it. That would be it.
I've currently got that. I've got a little table.
That's it.
I knew it.
Of
I
course.
knew it.
Because I keep
What
on
do
being
you
like,
mean?
this one does like, and all the little markers,
little
like
bits.
you know, I kind of get it, but the like morph, manipulate, you know, like concentrate, like
The
what all
traits
those
and
things
that
are.
are, they're usually referenced by other things, which is good. So it's you usually don't need to know them until they're relevant. So I can be like, oh, some blah blah blah. You can't use manipulate actions. For instance, you become grabbed by this thing, so you are off guard and immobilized.
Off guard and immobilized.
Move. Grabbed is a condition, so you can chuck it in there. It'll automate all that.
Grabbed.
If you
Indeed.
attempt a manipulate action, you have to attempt a DC 5 flat check, so roll a d20, get
Yep.
more than a 5,
Yep.
or you waste your action attempting to fail.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do to get rid of grab is called the breakout action.
Yep.
Which is acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
But it is going to grab you.
Fine.
It is then going to. How mean is it feeling?
She shouts at it abusively
Yeah.
and in necro, just for.
Oh,
Take them
wonderful.
if you want.
It is going to.
Such a hefty book.
It's a
pick
tome.
this
This is
up.
this is the whole.
Yeah.
This is not the remaster, no.
No.
Well, we started
But
playing
it-
just before the remaster.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it will give you all
Still
your
pretty.
conditioned if you want them.
I'm not using a remaster for my character because it's shit.
Is it?
Oh, at least for oracles.
It's better for every other subclass except the one that.
They completely destroyed my subclass. And
The Basilisk walks
My
20
subclass wasn't
feet.
mastered, so it's
they
like.
took away all my weapon and armor proficiency.
Mine just says
Getting
this
back.
may not be balanced in the
it's
currency
taking me to the weasel.
It takes you over towards the weasel.
Hello,
so
weasel.
You reckon it's probably heading more towards like the safe area of its nest, but yeah, you see.
You're to the
it
weasel.
up and
We're
begins
all right
walking
now.
Away.
I'm all right now.
No
Me and the
opportunity
weasel.
attack,
Oi,
so
come
Mordred
back.
won't get a chance at that. Mordred, as your turn then begins, it flashes a look at you. I need a fortitude save from you, please.
Oh, is that a thing that it can do at the beginning of its turn?
Beginning of your turn.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
I'm going to use a hero point.
That's probably a good move for this one.
That's an 18 plus 8, 26.
Lovely success. So you avoid the effect. You see,
The
it looks
lightning.
you feel yourself slowing a little, but you are resistant.
To be fair, it probably
your
like
turn.
clarifies a lot more than it does for the sake of it.
A lot.
Archives
very
of
much.
necklace.
Now,
It's
is
worth
there a
just- you
way
could
that
just
I
search
can,
fine.
That's what
as a
Yeah,
another
and you
character,
put summoned in and it
break
gives
the
you all the
grapple? Is that
detail.
something
It's
only
quite.
Giselle can do?
So
Because I had a look on the escape thing and it says just a thing that's
has a lot more depth.
affecting you as the...
Yeah, I
Maybe.
don't think you can. I think there are feats that you use escape on other people.
Yeah.
I'll let you. You can use your reaction to aid. I'll allow you to do that. Absolutely. The other website that's good, David, that I'll chuck in the chat is this one here, which is my absolute favorite. You search a thing and it tells you what it is. Pulls up the block. So that's really good for like, oh, what's this condition do? What's this thing there? Go search the creatures.
Do you know what I was doing like 5 minutes ago? And I think it's like probably the best way to do it is just using complexity. Because it sources itself. Complexity is like ChatGPT if ChatGPT gave you references to everything it says.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's, I think, a better way of doing it.
But yeah, that one's a good one. That one also has a toggle switch for remaster or classic, if there is a difference. So for class stuff, it's useful.
So this was me asking what the dazzle condition does, and here's all the sources it used.
There you go.
I'm also loving the fact that you can get condition cards for Pathfinder.
Oh,
How many conditioned cards for Pathfinder are in a pack of condition cards?
40?
108
Oh
that you can handily hand out
That's probably
to
all
remind
custom
you
stuff as well.
to remind you what condition you've got.
You need
It's
a
like
binder
here's
and
dying.
Because the
Here's
conditions
dying.
in the conditions
So
chapter are actually only common conditions.
Yeah.
There's other stuff. So like the basilisk doesn't, but it might have like the character becomes basilisk excited or something like that. And it's a whole condition in notes.
I hate it.
It's good. Well, it's to simplify, like, so there doesn't
Yeah.
need to be a thing about, oh, end a condition or a monster's ability or an item ability or blah, blah, blah.
They're
It's
all one of the
Anyway,
108 cards.
Like
Like,
Basilisk
hilarious.
picking up your friend, walking away, tries to sight you with a reflex, but you resist. 3 turns, Mordred go.
Mordred yells out and he says, "Leave her alone!" And he casts Draw Ire.
Ooh.
What's draw ire?
It gets negatives if it attacks anyone else except me. So it needs to make a will save,
Will
DC
save.
20.
DC 20. Oof. 30, so critical success.
It's unaffected.
Wonderful. With an
Oh.
incredibly high roll from the basilisk. You get the sense that this is a bestial creature. You don't think that there's much consciousness happening.
Yeah.
It's not so much actively choosing what it's doing as it simply is doing.
Okay.
Just
so
doing what it
instead,
wants.
Mordred says, you leave her alone.
You see the basilisk hiss as its head turns back to look at you.
Okay. And then he averts his eyes. Kind of ashamed that was such a terrible display and he wasted a spell slot.
Fantastic. Darian,
Nice.
that is you.
I tried.
How many feet away from
You are, from the tail end of it, 40 feet.
40? Yeah, can I use my full movement to get as close as possible?
Absolutely. You
I
head
don't
up.
know. That's right.
You head up 25 feet. Gets you. You're now 15 feet away.
Can it make a will save again as I sustain his
So does it make the save every turn? Does it say? Because it probably is just a
Yeah.
save until you break it.
No, it's a sustain spell.
Yeah, but target's going to will save each time you sustain a spell. Target takes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I guess it changes how many actions he's losing.
Yeah,
Or
potentially.
whether I get stunned.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool because you can get in a better shape, or if it passes, it's not just like the end. You can keep sustaining.
Yeah, that is actually quite a nice pattern for a spell. Like
18.
18.
So that's
Fail.
so that's a failure still.
Yeah, so stun 1.
Cool. Stay stunned.
And I will avert my gaze.
Wonderful. That is you've got movement, sustain, avert gaze. Lovely. Love how quick turns can be in Pathfinder. That's great.
Yeah. Once I get into the swing of it, it goes back to
Yeah. Drizella, you
And I
are
like how you can break it up.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
you
first
are
action, second action, third action, done.
you're grabbed.
There's no,
Yep.
oh, what's my
You're
bonus action?
mechanically
I wouldn't do
still
that.
prone because it brings you up, lying
Yep.
down,
feels like it has a
off
trait.
guard and immobilized.
Yep.
It's
You
like
can
I want to
attack
cast a
it
spell
with
but
no
it's 2
penalty.
actions,
Yes.
So I can't.
That's
Because I've got to
about.
get in range.
Otherwise, you can do anything
Yeah,
else.
and I'm like,
which is
I've got
the
sword,
penalties
so
and
it would
checks
take
and stuff.
movement, then strike
Okay.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also,
That's fine.
So,
What was your save? What was it saving on?
Will.
It was will.
And it got a 30. I think it crit because it just failed Darian's, which was an 18.
You can use an action to recall knowledge
Yeah.
to see if you know what its best or worst save is.
No. Drizella wouldn't be interested in that. She's like
I have an
bleeding to
ability
death
that
in
can
its
do that,
mouth.
but-
Drizella spends 2 actions in its mouth, focusing on generating it a waking nightmare. Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
No, I think I bumped it.
Okay. Waking nightmare, which is a will save.
What's a will save for this table? Alright, it goes
It's
for the
a
will.
beast. We're gonna wrap it up.
23, unfortunately.
So that's a success, isn't it?
Yeah.
Frightened 1.
Frightened 1 still. Lovely.
And it's
so
got
many conditions in this fight.
and it's got persistent bleed of the
Yeah, so that happens
previous
on its
one.
turn. Oh, sorry, that should have went off on its... Oh, its turn.
Yeah. So yes, it is frightened 1,
Awesome.
and
Oh, we can stack that card.
Yes,
and
Most
it
conditions.
takes an additional 2 mental damage each time it is hit by a strike.
Fantastic.
The
Very
success varies
Oh,
how
by
frightened it is.
Yeah.
So it goes up
Lovely.
to frightened 3 if it critically fails.
Nice.
So it's only unaffected on a critical success. So it's frightened 1 with an extra 2 mental damage, and it's got
When I
this.
saw focus,
It's got this vision of being completely surrounded by blind creatures that are tormenting and stabbing it. That it cannot turn to stone.
terrifying.
That's
And
horrifying.
thank you. And avert gaze.
Okay, awesome. So, I will also remind you, you know, this thing is very thick of hide, very hard to hit. Frightened's one of those things that will lower its AC. If you critically succeed on a strike against this creature, so you beat its AC by 10, instead of doubling your damage, you can blind it, take out its eyes. That is an option available to you fighting this particular basilisk.
Okay.
Alright.
Either of you
Okay.
want strike abilities?
It's got so
Everyone
many.
can make a strike. So strikers just hit.
Oh, like, do you have weapons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
It's
Yeah,
got
well,
so.
so any spell that has an attack roll will also let you. If
You two are the only ones without stacks of conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Alright, Basilisk's turn, and then we'll break for dinner. It is going to Darian. Oh, I don't think it knows you're casting a spell on it because it's not smart. So I think it is going to go for
And I'm
probably.
behind it, I guess.
Pardon?
And I'm behind it as well.
Yeah. So I think it is going to go for more. It's going to use its 2 turns to try and petrifying gaze you.
Oh god.
Can you please give me a fortitude save? You see its
Fortitude?
eyes glow brightly. Yes, fortitude.
Ooh, that's a 20.
1 away from a success. That is a failure. Mordred, you become
Oh, that's
slowed
good.
1. You see bits of your skin crackle and creak and start to turn grey. You're not petrified yet,
Mordred's having flashbacks to like 10 minutes earlier.
but you know that if you look into this thing's eyes again, you
Okay.
are slowed 1, so
So
you
I lose
lose 1 action, but you can still take reactions. Alrighty, let's break for dinner.
Great.
Oh, and it takes its bleed damage. Can I do that automatically? Left click to roll damage. So cool.
Have I had 2 turns? Yes.
Hmm?
I've had 2 turns today.
Yeah, I think
So fast healing. Again.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. It succeeds. So it's fast bleeding. I mean, for the level, it's actually just a regular easy. So that's chicken chips.
It's not like
Are we recording?
Yes, we are now. Yes.
So,
Before I slander some people.
Galen is a terrible human being.
Ghastly.
I
No,
know.
no, they're not.
No, not Galen.
Or even the other Galen.
Yeah. All
That
Galens we
bastard
know.
from the band. Electric Lemonade.
Galen
Wait, is there
Graham,
another
the
Galen?
other one.
So, fun fact, there are, to my knowledge, 3 Galen Grahams in Queensland. I am one. The other is a 60-year-old man I once met at a chemist in Indooroopilly. And the third is a member of a band called Electric Lemonade. They are a...
John will know them.
Oh, how do they describe
John knows
themselves?
everything.
They're
In fact,
a
I'll text John if I know.
marijuana funk jazz band, I believe is how they describe it. It's not my style of music, but he's a keyboarder.
I am going to put...
Well, he's way cooler than you.
They were at Woodford the same year I was once, and I just kept missing him. I really wanted to rock up behind stage. I'm here to see Galen Graham and then just mess with him. Yeah. But Galen's becoming more and more of a popular name, which is strange to me. I keep seeing
It's a
more
great
Galens
name.
out there. Well, it's not.
What's
It's
the-
known.
What's the history of the name? Like, where does it? What's its origin?
Irish, Gaelic, means peace or calm.
It's actually Greek though.
No. But anyway, my name's irrelevant. You are in the sewers.
Yes.
It reeks.
Yes.
Well, you're in the abandoned sewers.
Sorry, one more sidetrack. I can't wait for the recording because it picks up names that you say and says people featured in this video. I can't wait for it to feature Galen Graham.
Featuring Electric Lemonade.
Yeah, Galen was the Greek physician,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Galenos.
Yes.
They're not actually Galen. We shorten their name for some reason, but it's Galenos in Greek. It's weird. Greek names are odd, though.
Anyway, sorry for the
Claudius Galenos.
And there's way too many.
Oh, there you go.
fucking
And was it
days
last name?
Also
That's all
known
I'm gonna say.
as Galen of Pergamon.
Galen of
I
Pergamon.
don't think there's
There you
many
go.
Briannas in
He was a surgeon.
academia, so I think I'll be fine.
He was also a physician. And you
A
just
bad
can't
physician.
mix those two things up. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just going to just have a look and see how he thought he could do both of those things, because nobody can.
It's
Well, he
super
was,
nice
he was
caring
early on.
person.
It was still like...
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's just like.
Oh, he was son of
always
an architect. I mean, probably
Does that
nepotism
include
in the Greeks.
Greek nepotism. What was that?
Nothing. David was like, every Brianna
He received a
I don't know.
comprehensive
Oh,
education.
I
He
don't
travelled
know
extensively.
Wonderful. I'm going to just start narrating.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
No, that's all right.
Oh,
Where
The
did
basilisk, Drizella, limp, injured, grappled in its beak, has just successfully started the petrification process on Mordred. Mordred, it's your turn.
It is?
Yep.
And I've got 2 actions, correct?
2 actions, that is correct.
Alright, I am going to walk over to the basilisk. Use my
Wonderful.
movement to stride.
1 action, stride towards the basilisk. If you
Can
want to
I
be in a
leave?
different spot, let me know.
Can I move 20 feet?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Was that close enough to hit?
Yeah, that was close enough.
Yeah, then I'll go there. And I'm going to try and strike it.
Good for you.
Because honestly...
Sorry, that was
my
very
goodness.
jilted.
No, I don't see myself surviving another round, so...
Give it a shot. You got tons of hit points.
Ugh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
15.
You bring back your blade and again just strike it against this thick, scaly, toad-like hide. It's double layered leather. It's thick.
It still has its like
bounces
one
off when you strike.
I see.
15 is miss. 1 action, 2 action, done. You are slowed.
I have had the worst two
Oh,
turns of
Galen
my
was
life.
pretty cool as far as medics go. Sorry. And I'm down a rabbit hole of Greek medics.
That's alright.
He was the first person to demonstrate that the larynx generates voice.
There you go.
Mm.
Sorry.
I reckon that's why. So I'm named after Galen in the Planet of the Apes series, who was a doctor who experiments on humans, monkeys and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, they blame Galen the ape for making the human talk.
He's
But
anatomical.
Galen, the physician, Galen, stopped dissecting apes. So Galen's original work was on apes, but stopped dissecting apes because they were too similar to people.
That's a really particular reference to that.
Yes, so I think it's all circular. Anyway,
There you go.
sorry.
Darren,
Now
make a
we're way
fortitude save.
down a hole now. Sorry.
As you see, the basilisk then looks back at you as well. You catch a glimpse of its eye.
It can look both ways.
It's had another turn. It's
Its eyes
we have done a round in only a minute or two.
Yeah, we're so fast.
We're,
Because it looks at you.
Yeah.
We're on round.
What is this?
No.
Yeah, we're on round 8.
23.
Wow.
23. Success.
We're so
you are
good.
fine.
We're so good.
Darian, your turn.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
us.
pretty good. Okay. I am attempting. What is this going to look like?
That's up to you. Flavor's free.
I'm just going to.
Oh, gross. Does it have to look like that?
As I cough up this this bit of apple, like an apple seed, and I just spit it at the.
I have no idea what you're casting.
Incredible.
Does a 24 hit?
24 hits. Wouldn't have at the start of this fight, but at the moment it does.
Whew. Okay, I deal 1d6 acid damage, and this is 6 on the die.
Nice.
Nice.
And it's dazzled for a round.
Wow.
Nice. What spell was that?
Camel Spit, and it lasts for a minute. I can do it every turn.
There's a spell called Camel Spit.
Of course there is.
It
You
becomes dazzled.
modify your esophagus and bring up like old food to like
Oh.
spit at
Oh,
people.
I hate
turn
it.
after turn.
Your eyes are so good.
Turns out I quite
Your
like
vision is your- Oh,
Which is like,
I'm wondering if this does anything.
so mechanically, dazzled causes its eyes to go funky. I'm going to say you'll get +2 to saves. That'll be on top of your other eyes
Okay.
if you take it.
And can I make another will save as a standard spell?
Absolutely, it can.
so, sorry, what did you say for revert gaze?
So still normal, but also, while it's got dazzled, +2 as well. So +4 if you avert dazzle. So 16, that's still a fail, still slowed
Yeah.
1. Alright. Gisela, we're back to you. Back to the top. Runner and
I'm
Nigel.
just playing crowd control.
Okay.
That's what sorcerers
The
do.
basilisk is looking pretty injured at this point, I will say.
Okay.
Darren, you see as it takes this camel spit, you see it looks ready to do something. It tenses, it ups its neck back a little bit. You feel like something is going to happen.
It's
on
good.
its turn.
Chomp me in half. Kind of something.
I figured Camel Spit was good with Darren and Sand.
So to get out is a straight.
So it's an escape action is what you want to take. So you can use athletics or acrobatics.
And that's one action.
That's an action. You can just try that 3 times if you're determined to get out.
Really not.
That'll be against its fortitude DC.
Mm.
So you know that that's quite a high.
I'm going to draw. One action. Draw the Sweeney Todd razor.
Before you do that, I'll let you know drawing an action is one of those manipulate actions. So there's a 5%, or sorry, there's about a 20% chance you will fail this. Just make a blank check.
Yeah, go for it.
Unfortunately,
Fail.
action is wasted. It's your first turn. You try.
Okay.
But you are grabbing your restraint. You see its tooth is over the top of the razor. You grip. You can just try again, or you can do something different.
Camel spit is a manipulate one as well.
You're fine for that. It's just because Drizella is grabbed by this thing. So if you're grappled, manipulate actions have a chance of failing.
That's cool.
So yeah, Drizella, just keep an eye on what actions have the manipulate trait.
I'm going to do a one action harm.
Lovely. Fort save.
Probably. Yep.
That's an 18, so fail.
Wow. Fails for everyone else, I guess.
Are we all 20s at the moment?
Some void damage
you're all
then.
20.
And it gets whatever. It gets another +2. Does it count as a strike?
No. So
Because
strike
it's
is
a
strike
melee.
is attack
Yeah.
rolls, the
Yep.
short version.
Yep, that's
Minus
fine.
a couple of spells that are attack rolls, but not strikes.
Oh. 13.
13. It is looking very hurt at this point. What does the harm spell look like as it's holding?
It's like she's just lying and she's like holding. She's like grappled in its mouth and she just holds on to its sort of snout and just channels this sort of horrible, dark, sticky, sort of ooze. Yeah, like a Matron Simone ooze. Onto its face.
Alright.
It's just
Disgusting.
starting to sort of eat away at its very soul.
You've
So
got a third action.
avert gaze.
Avert gaze. Lovely. Alright. Basilisk's turn. It has very few hit points left. It is going to try and bite Drizella.
Oh, of course it is.
Drizella,
Yeah.
your AC
That's what I
is
would do.
13.
It
I
is
think.
indeed. Yes.
Alright. It goes in for the first attack.
It's like I'm in its mouth. It literally has to just close its jaws.
It is going to crit.
Yes.
Fuck.
You've got a
Reaction.
reaction. Do it now.
I'm going to use that, and
I have nothing other than
That's right.
cantrips now.
Yeah,
3,
same here.
2, 1.
reduce her damage taken by 6 and direct it to me.
Alright. I'm rolling the damage.
That's right. Yeah.
Drizella, you've got 19 hit points.
Yes.
still?
Am I dead yet?
That will be. Oh, it's hard to see on that. That's 30 damage.
Yeah. Okay.
As you
Dead
see,
one.
Is going to. So.
Reduce by 6.
Okay. There's still
you-
dead one, I think.
You stayed dead.
Pardon?
You were dead.
I was dying one.
Let me check really quick because I think when you come back from the dead, you become doomed.
Okay.
It doesn't reset, does it? Don't you go to like...
No.
I'll add
Blah,
a
blah, blah,
condition.
blah, 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 blah. Wounded anytime you gain the dying condition or increase range. Yeah, so
So
your,
I'm doomed
your
one?
wound value is increased. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
so
dying again though, aren't I?
yes, so you're dying one.
Is it only dying one?
Oh, God. Nope, so you're only dying one.
I'm
Your
wounded.
dying increased, but you're wounded.
Oh my goodness.
So
I've
you've
got so
one-
many conditions.
Yeah.
I'm
okay, so
seriously
you've got
injured. If you,
Dying one.
you become wounded one. If you already have the wound of...
Wounded, I believe.
I thought okay. Wounded condition. I mean, seriously injured. If you lose the dying condition, you become wounded one.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So you go down, and then once you're well
Okay.
again, you're wounded.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
an experience
And you lose
of dying.
dying condition. Your wounded condition increased by one. If you gain the dying condition while wounded, increase your dying.
That's what I
So
thought.
I'm dying
you're now
too.
dying. That's the
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
That
not
makes
likely to
sense.
die
Yes,
as
that
you
makes
die
sense.
for.
Yeah.
So
That's how it works.
Failed.
Yes.
She's dead.
Yeah.
But you've got a whole round before that happens, so Drizella still before that. So, Mordred, you've got a turn.
It was a
Darian,
choice
you've got a
between
turn.
heal and harm.
Then Drizella is going to go.
And
Basilisk has
Giselle
very
is
little
definitely a harm kind of person.
less of health. Okay, yeah. So you're on dying.
Dying two. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Dying two, grabbed, immobilized, off guard, wounded one.
Oh my god.
And prone.
And fucked,
And
glass eating
unconscious
damage.
and blinded and glass eating damage.
Yes.
There's a lot. I can see them all up on a big slide. In fact,
I'm
if
going
I
to
click
add
on-
some.
Have a look at this. All those squares are all your conditions.
Oh,
Each one
yay.
has a condition.
Prone. And what was my other one? Blinded.
Like you'll just
Am I
understand
blinded?
it after like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of intuitive, and the
Yeah.
more you die, the more you die.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I thought it was.
blinded
Yeah.
because you're dying.
Oh, okay, that
Yeah,
comes
it
with the
It
dying.
doesn't actually matter.
Yep.
Just what it'll apply.
And
Oh,
fuck glass eating damage one.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
That never goes away.
No, it doesn't.
That's
It's
its
just
first turn.
Oh.
It's slowed one, so it's got another turn.
Oh dear.
It's going to throw Drizella.
The weasel is sad, by the way.
weasel
It's not doing anything. It's like going
Does it
far.
stay around when you're dead?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Conjure Animal spell isn't sustained, so it just kind of hangs around until... 42, let me check something real quick. Up to 10 feet. So he's going to throw Drizella 10 feet away. As you see, it just casts Drizella aside, and she falls onto the ground. It turns back to face all of you. It is looking very worse for wear. Mordred, you're up. Darian, you're up. And then Drizella will make that death save.
I was going to try and hit it, but I think I'm going to make a 2-action heal with my last spell slot. So roll with D12 still.
Yep.
And he'll yell out, "Mother, save her!" and send the raven out again. 4, 11, so 15 plus 16, 31.
Wow. 31 healing for Drizella. That removes your dying condition.
And adds 1 to wounded.
Adds 1 to wounded. So
Yep.
you're currently wounded 2. If you die, you'll be right on dying 3.
Yes.
So if you go down,
Yep.
you're done.
And I am prone but no longer grabbed or immobilized or off guard.
Correct. It's, So you're still off guard because you're prone, but you're no longer
Yep.
grabbed.
Okay.
So you're no longer-
Yep. Yeah.
You're prone, wounded 2, off guard.
Yes. Got it.
So once you hit dying, it's actually dying 3, I think you go down. Let me just check that though.
Are you telling me I'm not allowed to die again?
Sorry, no, dying 4 is, so you've still got 1, you've still got 2 more left to die.
Because you start at
So
1.
if you go down again, you
I'd be
start
dying
on
3.
So
Yes.
you only get back 1.
Yeah.
Nasty. Alright. Mordred.
Just because I tried to save
That was my 2
Two
action.
action heal, that's all you've got.
I'm still slow.
Still slow, unfortunately. That one's going to last a while. That one's 1 minute. So that'll be most of this fight, but all of this fight. Alright, Darian.
Yes, I have a rules question.
Yeah.
My camel spit remains for a minute, and I can attack using a single action.
Yep.
Can I attack with it more than once in a turn?
Mhm.
Will that have the
Multiple attack penalty. will indeed-
penalty?
Anything that's an attack always has that multiple attack penalty. There's almost no way around it. A level 20 fighter who specialises in it can...
I mean, it lasts for a
Stuff is
minute,
fine.
and I don't have to hold concentration or anything. Actually, make a will save.
Yep.
To sustain this.
Sustain that. Will save going. It looks like it has very little health left. 25, so success. So it is not stunned the one. I believe for a success. So I believe success, nothing happens.
No.
Lovely. So there's no longer success. It's full 3 actions if it gets back to it. Sustain, you've got 2 more actions, Darian.
Yeah, I am going to reach into its chest with my
You're 10,
kind of
10 foot away, so if you need melee range, you've got to come close. Cool,
It's,
go
it's,
ahead.
it's
Flavor.
flavor reaching, and I'm gonna like squeeze its heart a little bit with like my magic as torturous trauma,
Good.
which it's a fort save, I believe.
Fortitude
I like
save.
I like to assist from.
Ooh, unfortunately, it gets a very high number on the dice. That is a critical success, 33.
It doesn't actually really do much if it succeeds.
I don't
there's
think-
double 4 on the 8.
Critical
But
success,
critical
it doesn't do anything.
I think it probably doesn't do anything.
It doesn't.
Does it say basic fortitude save?
Yeah.
So
So it's basic fortitude save.
Yeah, so basic is critical
So it does
success,
nothing.
nothing happens. Success, it's half. Failure, it's full.
Okay.
Critical failure.
Okay. So it's just like the unwritten rule.
Yeah, well, it's all the basic saves like that.
As I say, yeah.
Alright, that is your 3.
Yeah.
Drizella, we're back to you. You are prone, you are wounded 2, you are off guard. You're on the ground, you're badly hurt. You've got this terrible, it's run you through in the middle,
Yeah.
horrible lacerations on the side where it's bit you.
Finish it.
18, 19, 20. Okay, she's going to stand up 1 action.
Mhm.
So no longer prone.
No prone, no longer off guard.
Okay, she's going to draw her. No, she's going to. She's going to draw her bow stuff
Mm-hmm.
and fire.
Go for it.
And she's got 18, so 28 to hit.
28 will hit. I will tell you, it has got 9 hit points left.
God.
10.
10. You take
6
the
and a
arrow,
4.
launching it through, hit it in the back of the head. The beast lets out one final crow as it falls to the ground, and a silence overtakes the sewers.
That was nice.
Bigby lies there motionless.
Um,
The ruins of this laboratory around Drizella, you are horribly hurt, but not getting any more hurt.
Okay. Drizella's going to walk down to this basilisk that is now dead, and she is going to use Anastasia's striking dagger to stab it in both of its eyeballs.
Good choice.
Just for the sake, while looking at Mordred, like stab it at both of its eyeballs, and then she's going to collect as much basilisk blood as she can.
Great
But I guess, and the other thing is there any way to funnel it, shape it, move it? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Eldamit out of his jar,
Oh god.
and I'm going to, and I'm going to start filling Eldamit's jar with basilisk blood, and then dunking it over the top of Bigby.
So Bigby's not stone.
Is he no longer stone?
Bigby is flesh and blood.
There is
It's
one moment
no
where
stick.
Bigby, lying there, flesh and blood, gets doused in basilisk blood.
Is that
I'm going to
Anastasia's
retcon
blood?
that because this
That's
is
fine.
quite important.
Okay.
You only get 1d3 creatures from a basilisk.
Okay, that's
So,
fine.
Someone made
Yep.
that roll. You're harvesting it, so you can make that roll. So roll us a d6, it'll be half the result. There's a lot of statues here. I'll tell you all about them in a moment.
Okay.
It depends how many people you can bring.
2.
Oh god.
You only get enough for one dose.
Okay.
So,
It's in Eldamit's jar.
Can I I'm just curious if I reach into like grab one of its wounds and just smear my hands, and then I'm gonna go up to you and be like, "Will this work?" And I'm trying to get rid of how she was slowed from the.
Oh yeah.
Is it enough? Is it?
you rub the blood in
Do
for
like a
about
medicine
20
check or
seconds, and the time on the condition expires.
So I think I've done it. Cool.
As they're doing that, Mordred kneels down to the basilisk and kind of just runs his hand over it and says, "I'm sorry that you were made to be like this. You can rest now."
Does
It's like a
Drizella
trauma, right?
know from the potion that she used last time somebody was made into stone, that because I've got the empty vials or of the treated basilisk blood.
Yeah.
Do I know how they did that?
It'll be a pretty high DC crafting check. Give it a go.
Crafting. No good at
Unfortunately.
crafting.
Anything to do with potions is always crafting.
Yeah, no, I'm no good at potions. Okay.
Darian, do you have crafting proficiency?
I do.
I was going to say,
I'll
if
ask
you don't, you might want to take it just because your imagine potions are a thing.
I will. In that case, I wouldn't,
Mhm.
but I would use my medicine to go. If we could make this into whatever it was that the kobolds turned it into, they seem to be able to use less of it.
Quite a lot
So
less.
we used one of those small vials, and I've got one of the small vials to bring back Mordred from stone. Maybe we could make this go further.
Yeah.
If we could make this go further,
Mordred's nodding because he's happy that she wants to save more people.
Do I need to use
So give us.
no,
a
I just
crafting
want to
check.
keep it, and this is really inconvenient because it's like taking up Eldamit's house at the moment. So I'd quite like it to
You
fit
see
in the
elements
post.
like
you
tapping
only
one
pull up
finger,
one.
Like, why is my house in there?
I want to use my pocket library.
He jumps in, he uses it
Yeah,
as a
that'll give,
swimming
so
pool.
that's recall knowledge. They'll give you +1.
No.
So that's fair.
No, because I can only. I don't have any spells.
I imagine like a
And you can only use it
octopus,
once.
how they
There you
swim.
go.
For
So
one.
Just a straight crafting check then to see if you can do it. I will tell you this is a high DC, but it's still doable.
Can I cast guidance?
Yep. So you can add an extra 1 on there.
Can I use
Yeah.
medicine as a help action?
No, unfortunately, it needs to be
Only
craft.
crafting. Oh, I'm
Only
not
craft.
going to.
Do you have
I don't.
guidance?
Yeah, and with
I've got guidance. Yeah, I
guidance
can.
is just a free +1 if you
Yeah, I'll
want to use
give you guidance as
it. Wonderful.
well.
So +2,
28.
28.
It's-
That's pretty high.
It's
It's-
more
it's-
likely
it's
to be helpful
3
than
off
me
my
rolling
highest,
crafting.
so-
That's all. 28.
8.
You're not quite there.
Oh!
You're close. So I'll give you a little bit. So You don't think it's as simple as doing something to this blood. You think it's probably fermented is a better word than treated. You think this is some process that takes weeks or days.
Okay.
And you don't know what it is.
Can I turn around and I don't know, how echoey are these caverns?
Pretty echoey.
Kobolds!
Breaks over.
No response, unfortunately.
Oh, they're fucked off, union bastards.
I'm
Give
still
me
a
a-
fucking smoker.
Give me
Smacko,
a recall knowledge.
They
using
only
society.
spoke Draconic, right?
Correct. Recall knowledge using society.
Oh, that was a net 20
Anyone
for
who wants.
a
Awesome.
I've still got Translate active.
Cool.
29.
29. You recall your knowledge of kobolds.
Mhm.
Kobolds are, for want of a better word, subservient. They tend to seek out a very powerful force that they can follow and use as protection. If you were there to kill their previous master, they're probably not hanging around. They have probably gone to find a new boss.
Okay.
So they're
Great.
probably like out of the.
Can't wait to run into them in another
Okay,
2 months.
Here's what we have to do. We have to find where they were
Mm.
and see if there's any more.
Drizella's already started doing that, so
Yeah. So
she's given you Eldamit's house full of blood to see what you can do with it, and she started searching up here.
So this looks like it used to be quite a sophisticated, arcane, like magical research station. There's racks of there is what's left of racks of potions that were brewing. There's lots of rotting books and that sort of thing.
Ugh.
Looks like years ago, quite some time, this was quite a place.
Mm.
It's fallen into disrepair though.
Okay.
There's a lot of statues you see. That big one of the wizard in kind of like the center of all, and it's spaced further apart. It looks like it was given a place of importance. You see 4 people in woodland watchers outfits, the same people who were clearing the paths earlier.
Yep.
You know some woodland watchers disappeared down these sewers. You see what looks to be about 3 guards from the city in that same sort of mismatched plate, and that they all look surprised rather than like terrified. And you see 2 people who look like they might have been like labourers. Like one of them is holding a broom, the other looks to be holding some rags.
Yep.
It's unclear exactly what they were they're doing.
I'm having a look around, see if I can find any other potions.
Yeah, for sure.
See.
Give us some perception checks.
Yep.
You, regardless of what you roll, you'll find where the kobolds were doing it, which you see is a rack of 6 or so of these bottled tubes that look to be various shades of dark red.
Okay. 25.
25. You look at the bottles of these are different. It looks like they've got you see rope around the top, but they've tied it off. Looks like they're getting better at the knots as they go. You feel like these are spaced apart in time. They've done one of these like 6 months ago, one of them 5 months ago. The oldest one is missing, which you can presume is the one that you have.
The one that we used on Mordred.
The one that you used on board.
Okay. So, I don't know whether these would work or whether they are less effective, but of all of the people here, I think if we were going to try and throw that blood at somebody, we should probably bring back the wizard. His arcane skills may be more use than the man with the broom,
I have a suspicion.
Why is a wizard more useful than a labourer?
because he can potentially get rid of the stone on the labourer, whereas I
Yeah.
think it is unlikely that hitting the wizard with a broom will do anything to reverse his
I
petrification.
also feel like the wizard would...
But I am to be guided by your wisdom in this matter.
Mordred considers for a second, and he's like, "No, that makes complete sense."
Yeah, I feel like the wizard would have been trained.
This is
in
triage.
basics.
I'll say, as you have time to look down, you see they're not just a wizard, they're quite resplendently dressed. They've got this like beautiful, what was probably like velvet stone now, obviously,
Yeah.
doublet, big ruff around the neck.
I say to
well-trimmed hair, beard.
You know, what's really
Drizella
good? We start
says to
thinking
Mordred,
Oh.
very tongue in cheek, whether or not Mordred gets that is a different matter. Goes, also this wizard looks like it is most able to reward us, whereas I have no use for a broom.
I'm going to attempt a
Are you
medicine
trying to
check
extort
with like
this person?
terrible stats.
Not extort us.
Just
If
if
we
I
bring
can
him
get
back
rid
to
of
life,
one of the wounded
reward
conditions
would be
of-
appropriate.
That is absolutely mechanically a thing you can do. So treat wounds.
Yeah, treat
wounds
wounds.
will take care of wounded. If you do very badly here, you will damage yourself.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, go for it. DC 15.
Do you have?
Drizella goes back to dying 3. If
Sorry,
you
you actually
accidentally.
can't do it if you're not trained.
You have to have.
Oh, you have to
Do you have
train.
any proficiency?
No,
in
I
this?
don't have.
You cannot.
As you go to
What's
do
that?
that, I just take the
you can't
tools out of
treat
your
wounds if you're
hand.
not proficient with it.
Yes, but I can treat wounds,
Just not on yourself.
but not on myself.
you-
Does
can
anybody
you-
else?
She's got quite a few. Yeah, I can. What's everyone? How healthy are you both looking?
31.
I've had full health.
Oh,
31 of 41, but wounded 2.
oh okay.
Wounded
Yeah,
wounds
that's what
are
I mean.
pretty big.
Like wounded
So
is
I
pretty
can
bad.
reduce that with treat wounds.
Yeah, treat wounds will drop your wounded condition.
I'll do that.
I was like,
Well,
if we
give us a go.
get this wizard and he starts attacking us and you go down again, you're like,
Ooh, that's a good roll. That's rare.
Thanks, Mordred.
21,
21, that's a success, so that'll put you up to full health, and then...
and I think you're immune for the next
Drop down
hour,
to
so I
one.
can't do it again.
Wounded 1. Makes me moderately less likely to die.
so how does treat wounds work? I haven't actually read it.
Medicine check, on a success you do, I think it's a d8 plus 10 or something like that. On a critical success, 2d8 plus 10. On a fail, you take a d8.
Are you injured?
And then
It's
if you're...
first aid. That's the
Only a
only
little
one to
bit.
do it.
Oh, actually,
Yeah, so first aid is like,
I would've
oh my
gotten
god,
that.
they're bleeding out.
I'm missing like
help
2
them.
hit points.
Treat wounds,
Should
like,
be
let me, it takes 10 minutes, let me sit down, let me stitch you up a little bit, that sort of
Okay.
thing.
7.
Makes sense. For some reason I thought
How much
that
do
was-
I heal you? 2d8 plus 7 plus 8, 15.
Yeah.
15 healing.
Yeah, no, I'm full. Thank you.
Awesome. So, are we tipping
And-
the blood on this wizard?
I think so.
Yeah.
Awesome. You do exactly that. You drench the blood over the top. You see the stone falls off like peeling paint, and before you is a very well dressed wizard. Big ruff around the neck,
Holy
huge
shit, it's
puff
Shakespeare.
That's exactly what I thought.
velvet.
I'm like-
velvet doublet. You see they are standing stock still for a moment as they then just not drop things, but just weaken a little bit and just hurl at their feet, just full vomit.
Mordred lightly taps their back.
Dear gods above. Dreadful stuff. Oh, I can't thank you enough. That was... and then sees what's happened and goes, oh my goodness, I've been here longer than I thought. And then sees the dead basilisk a little way and says, my goodness, it got large. Is that... and the people and the... Oh God, this
What?
is very bad.
What year do you think it is?
I was rather about to ask you the same question. It was, last I checked, 249
Oh shit.
of the 7th age.
What-
Have we
Three
had the
52.
Sunderance yet? Has it happened?
No.
Oh, bugger, I was rather hoping that would have gone.
Wait. What age did you say?
Seventh.
Okay.
You would know that the current
352.
350. Sorry, he doesn't say 349. He says 344. For reason, 343. He says for reasons we've kind of later. You know that it's currently 352. So he's been here for about 6 years. You see, he grasps at his stomach and kind of says, "Oh, my stationer. Oh dear, I never meant for all this to happen."
Is this your making?
Well, I mean, it was smaller when I did, but yes, I was raising it.
Do you know how many people have been hurt because of this creature?
No,
want me to
I've been
kill him,
stoned.
Mordred? He's a wizard.
We
He's
don't need to
squishy.
kill the wizard.
Okay.
I'm very sorry for what's happened. My name is Christoph. Pleasure to meet you. Oh,
Do you know
goodness.
how to turn the others back?
No, I was raising the creature to research upon it.
Well, that was ridiculous.
What were you
So Drizella takes the second most recent, so the one along from the one that we've already used on Mordred, and picks...
The second oldest, or the
Oh, yeah.
oldest
Yeah.
one's missing.
So the oldest one's missing, next
Yeah.
one along, going
So-
backwards,
Beautiful.
and picks the most useful looking member of stone.
Yep, probably one of the woodland watchers. They
Yep,
look kind of
whoever
heavily
looks
armed.
whoever
They look
looks
were
like
thrown
they
in the
could
middle of
take
fire.
out this wizard
Yeah,
for
for
being irritating.
There's
so
an
I
orc
don't
and an
have
elf
to do-
or a dwarf. Who do you
Also, who looks the most innocent here?
Oh, for God's sake.
Probably the labourers. The labourers look shocked, like they've seen something terrible and been frozen, screaming in terror.
He's
The
got
guards
a
look
broom.
more surprised rather than like terrified and shocked.
Who are these people?
Do you ask the wizard?
Hmm.
He says, "I don't know.
Do you know
There's
how
no
many
one here.
cats have died down here?
Cats?
Yes.
No.
Hmm.
You see, they do a check. You see, I don't recognise any of their crests or uniforms. I'm afraid. would seem I've been down here quite some time. I can reward you well if you'll escort me to the surface. I'm the local wizard, as it happens.
You're not the local wizard. We met the local wizard.
Oh,
Seems
well, I
to be-
suppose it's only natural the Iranians would seek to replace me. I've been down here for some time. Yes?
Mordred's kind of like, about that, the Iranians aren't in power anymore.
Oh, that's a shame. What's happened there? Do you know? Another family? Sarah fell into that war that everyone's talking about. Well, you're a Grimnot, aren't you?
Should we bring him up to speed? Or are we... Yep.
There's a big bug somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just floating stuff.
The person you are familiar with is in a cage in the center of the clearing.
Oh, that's rather a brutal tactic.
He's a brutal man.
Oh,
Or, not really a man anymore. I don't know what he is.
how strange. Do you bring him up to speed on the stuff about the Beast King? And
Yes.
Can I do
powers
like
of the
a
land?
general insight check?
Yeah, for sure.
Perception
Yes.
check.
What are you looking for?
As we start talking about this,
Mm.
does he seem like, I don't know, he would have been a stern supporter of the Iranians, or does he
Yeah,
seem
for
kind
sure.
of
Or was he like neutral just? or-
Yeah,
Yeah, perception check. Anyone who wants to can roll on that, or you can do the help action if you want. Pardon me.
17?
17,
24.
24,
19.
19. All right. Bit hard to tell for 17. 19, 24 does it. He looks a bit concerned now. You've mentioned this, like the idea of the Beast King and this mutant wizard coming in. At the start, though, when you just said they'd been gone, his reaction was like, "Oh, that's a shame." He seemed pretty non-pulsed at the family he worked for being replaced.
Yeah.
So you think probably not terribly.
So he's not going to
that's
be.
hitting me now.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
big
god,
one.
I just.
What is
I
it?
don't know
Oh,
what
there
it
is
is.
just a big
Oh, it's a
one.
grasshopper. Oh, that's fine. There it goes.
Oh.
Strange things that they can jump and fly. There it is. Just a grasshopper. They're fine. They only bite you if you stick your finger in their mouth. I'm putting my collar up for unrelated reasons.
Did I tell you guys I was a terrible human being on the drive over last
What'd you
night?
do?
What did you do? Did you get a snake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snake.
I did tell you.
I saw it in a drink. Now you told us on Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, he doesn't seem too concerned with the fact that the Iranians are coming. He seems a bit worried about this Beast King.
Yeah.
Do you tell him about him being from university and all that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He says, "No, I never knew the man, but I've been out of the institute for some time."
You were at the university.
Oh, of course. Everyone here trained at the University of Marines at some point or another. I lectured there for a while, but they were drab. Too safe.
Did you know Dean Mariposa?
Maricosa? Never heard of it.
I don't know.
Right, well...
Can I ask him?
Hmm.
Which academy did you train at?
You see, he says, I was at the Arcanium Institute originally. That's where I got my robes, so to speak. But I bounced around a little bit. Even went over to Brix for a time. You know, Brix is kind of the continent to the next one over to the west. Not an incredibly far way to travel. Sort of, a person will say, I trained on the continent for a bit. That sort of thing.
And what got you into magical creatures or like that?
You see, he says, there was a lot going on when I went under.
What was going on?
Well, there's this rumour of Seraph, starting a war and that sort of thing. All in good sport. But
Do we know the Seraph story?
No.
society check from anyone wants to. It's not something you've heard about. Like
I'm not going to make a check because there's no way Mordred would know anything about
Cool.
Sarah.
Oh god, why do I have to roll better now? 13.
13, Seraph is... So you're currently in Salazar Glam, which is one of the dozen or so glades in Kerathungal, a nation state. The next nearest nation state is Seraph. Don't know much else for 13, unfortunately.
I'm going to ask him, just because I know that my mother also kept a basilisk for kind of research purposes. I'm going to ask him, was this research your idea, or were you inspired by someone?
Oh, well, the use of basilisks for magical properties has been done for ages. Powdered teeth, blood most famously, of course. Some have tried to pickle the eyes and that sort of thing, but never to much success. They're brimming with arcana. Well, simply overflown. That's the petrification effect. They literally pull the arcana right out of you and turn you back into the base elements.
And what do you seek to achieve?
You see, he said, oh, well, various sorts of options. There's a lot of potential in applications.
Wartime applications?
Well, potentially, yes. But, the blood has restorative properties. If it can re-instill weave into a petrified person, perhaps it could be used to instill powers of magic into the mundane. Perhaps enchanting properties, submerge an item in there, cast a spell, maybe stick it to it in the sorts. I was in the very early stages. I'd only just hatched the thing.
Did you achieve any success?
I'd only just hatched the thing. Foolishly, it would appear my design for goggles were rather, ineffective, to say the least. I took one look at it, and the next thing I knew, you were here.
I say to Mordred, okay, Mordred, which of these other stone statues do you want to try this on?
I'll walk
Who
over-
is most worthy in your eyes?
I don't think anyone is more worthy than others.
Yeah, but you have to choose. I only have one.
Mordred says, well, I suppose the guards and watchers, they deal with this kind of stuff every day. They would have known the danger that they would come up against, but these two, and he'll point to the labourers.
Which one?
Whichever one looks the most terrified or sick.
Probably, you see, the person who had the rag seems pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
The rag.
Yeah, they're like a portion
Okay,
rags.
I'll go to this one. And Drizella will go over and very medically, apply like an ointment. With no idea whether or not this will work, but I haven't got anything else to do.
You see a fizzing, like bicarbonate soda, over the surface of it, and nothing in particular happens. The fizz drops to the floor, the stone remains. You say, and you see, Christoph says, I rather don't think that worked.
Thanks, Christoph. I would say that the oldest, worked on you. This was the next oldest. You said they should ferment. I would suggest, like a fine wine, maybe you have to store them for a certain period of time. Who knows how long that might be.
Oh wait, so you were using the one that you knew probably wouldn't work?
No.
Mordred?
I was using the
You're
one.
using the next oldest.
The next
by
oldest.
all accounts.
So if the one worked on Mordred, the next one along.
Yeah.
So
Darren, you think that lines up with your understanding?
yes. So I guess the question is, Marion, can you work out? These all appear to be. This appears to be the most recent, going to the oldest, and then the one I have just used that doesn't work, and then the one upon Mordred. What is the age between them?
Yeah, I'm going to look at the two bottles, specifically look at
So there's 3 left.
the
I think.
rope around the stoppers
Clever.
to see
I like it.
if
Yeah, I
I can
went to
figure out
that.
the age difference between the ropes.
I love that. Crafting check, have a +2 bonus.
Guidance.
So
I'll
+3,
guidance.
+4. Christoph is going to give you a help action, which he crits to succeed on, so that's +6.
Oh, I needed that +6 for sure. 19.
19. 19 will do it. 19, you think it's about a month.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
So, assuming the one you used was ready, the one you just used was about a month off ready, about 2 months the next one.
Okay.
Do you mind if I pocket them?
So
The empty bottles, or
well, I don't.
No. The
After
form
you,
of minting.
after you
Yeah,
explain this, Mordred writes in some chalk that he's got the 2 months, 3 months before you pocket them and mix them up.
So that how long they've got before they're cooked.
Can you put a date on them instead of a...
Yeah, when they'll be ready.
Mordred
When
goes
they'll be
to
ready.
write the date, and he's never been taught how to write dates properly, so he does it the American style.
disgusting.
Oh.
Outrageous.
Christoph pulls out a ruler and raps you on the knuckles, and says, "No." And Frozen says, "Might I be correct in
Do
assuming?"
you have any useful skills other than a ruler?
Yes, I was the court wizard. I'm a and kind of straightens out. I'm a powerful spellcaster in my own right. I have years of learned experience. More to the point, who the hell are you? What are you doing?
I'm Mordred.
Hello, Mordred. I'm Christoph Marlowe.
You motherfucker! Sorry,
That's a joke that I don't get.
Christopher Marlowe
Yeah,
was in the
was
Edge of
the
Shakespeare.
yeah.
That's a picture of him.
Yeah.
That.
It's a bad
That's
one.
why you guys said Shakespeare.
Yeah, if you'd used another one, I would have been like, hang on a second, that's
Yeah,
Christopher
I found a
Marlowe.
shit one.
Yeah.
So we have 4 of these things before.
You see, but as you're popping, you see this. Might I assume you're pathfinders or travelling types of the sort, wanderers?
We are.
Oh, we're the Mythmakers Union.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm probably staying here, so perhaps I could hang on to those if you're likely to.
What? They're staying here in the sewer?
If there's a monstrous mutant wizard thing in control of the place above ground, yes. Probably pretty close to here, actually.
So I'm watching that gecko who's moving over. Hopefully, that's the big flying bug creature that
I'm king.
goes up. There's one over there. I think they're flanking. I think they're like.
Must have tapped that.
I absolutely love geckos, but that's because I lived with so many of them in Cairns. They were almost through the house and everything. Gabba hates.
I think they're watching the big jumping flying bug thing going, I reckon if I come over here and you stay over there so it doesn't go over there, we can like box you into the corner. Anyway.
I will say,
Yep.
I think they'll be more useful on our travels. You can have 2, and we'll take the 2 oldest.
A man of reason. Fantastic. You see, he puts an arm around you and walks you away from the other 2. Daya says, you strike me as the academic sort, or at the very least a magical sort. Yes?
Yeah. I've taken
Wonderful.
Met's house back.
Cards on the table. This fellow upstairs, this beastie. What's the plan? Are we doing something about that, or are you working for him?
Oh, that dude.
Yes.
It's currently undecided.
Okay, right.
We
And you see, he just starts like walking you down the stairs further away from the rest of the party.
you see.
Oh, just a moment.
You see,
There are snacks.
there appears to be something wrong with the I don't know if you've heard
You
of
get a message in your head. Are you okay?
a seed, and I say yes. And I'll explain the seed thing and see if you knows anything about that.
Yeah.
And I suspect if it is left to grow, it could be concerning. So we're currently considering our options as to whether or not we wish to perhaps incite another rebellion.
You see, he
Or
says, you see, he kind of takes it over and says, I can't say I've heard of this, but anything of Arcadia is not something we want. Or not something I want around. I would rather be willing to aid you on this rebellion matter if you're interested.
For what reason?
Well, there's a great big monster upstairs that seems to have killed my former boss, and I would wager doesn't offer a very competitive rate. I figure whoever takes over has got to be at least slightly less murderous.
I mean, we are trying to reinstate
true.
the old families.
Well, he's having that.
Alternatively, with your help, I can cast a lovely little teleport spell and get the 4 of us out of Dodge.
I think we're going to stay in town for a little while.
Ah.
We have some. We have tickets to the ball.
Oh,
Some crackers.
a ball.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, so many options.
So we are going to do our own research on the area.
Right.
However, perhaps you could do something for us.
You see that he turns around, walking back towards it.
You see, there's a matter of this horse, and I'm sure the pieces of it are very valuable.
The basilisk you're referring to?
Yes.
You see him nods. Oh,
Perhaps we could come to some arrangement if you dismember us into its parts.
I would be rather
Would
bored
we
down
hear
here
this
without
part of
it.
the conversation?
Probably catch them.
I don't think we should dismember it. We should just lay it to rest.
My good man. He puts a hand on your shoulder. And just like jumps from you.
I'm 16.
My good child. Why waste what has been given to us so thoughtfully? We have here a golden opportunity, a plate of fresh figs sit before us. Why
It's not figs. It was a living creature.
Was.
He raised it like a pig
Well,
or a cow.
I put
Or
a
a
chicken egg
chicken.
under a toe and muttered some spells and called it a day. But
See, there was a chicken.
yes,
You'd eat a chicken, Mordred.
I don't eat chicken. I'm vegetarian.
well, you'd eat the eggs.
Yes.
There we go then. All agreed.
To be
Wonderful.
fair, if you'd
I
eaten
will
the egg,
stay here. I will make some preparations. You will go on with what you're doing and mention my presence to no one, or I'll probably be murdered. And everyone's happy. And when the time comes that you decide to do anything about this terrible beastie, I will be there to provide you with any arcane aid needed. I'm not much of a fighter, but I can give you a few, bonuses there. I can call some lightning and thunder and whatnot.
woo.
If
Very
it comes to it, we would appreciate your aid.
Mighty Booyah as my... where are my lab techs gone?
I'm sure you would get reinstated as a court wizard as well.
Oh, if not, there'll be another place that wants me.
Well,
Plus, I've 4 more years' experience now.
while this politicising is going on, Drizella's got Eldermit's house, which is a bit bloody. So she cleans it using Bigby's coat.
That's awful. You see, as you're doing that, Marlowe looks over and says, you lost a friend in the fight, did you? Terrible shame, terrible shame. Happens though, of course.
Do you know what's wrong with him?
He looks
Oh, he's
alright.
not dead?
He was petrified.
You see, he wanders over and has a look and says, let me see. Yes. Well, he's not dead.
Oh, can I go and medicine check Big
Yeah.
B and see if or autopsy Big B? I don't
Good.
mind.
He's not dead.
The moment you bring out your scalpel, I just go, no.
I was just going to use it to open his shirt
I'll aid
to
your
see if his heart is beating. It's easier to see sometimes if it is on the outside.
That's enough. 15.
15 is exactly enough for
Okay.
+1.
26.
26. Awesome.
27.
27.
If that's plus
You
one.
have a look. Not dead. Sorry, not dead. Paralyzed though still, even though they're not stunned.
Okay.
You see, he looks over, he sees it. I do recall some preparation in my preliminary research for this basilisk. This does happen sometimes. Tell me, did you administer an appropriate quantity of blood, or was it somewhat lacking after you been willing to save a good quantity for me? He says with no insight whatsoever.
I allowed it to claw open my very chest, puncturing it with my ribs so that it would bleed its living blood all over this better man.
There's your first mistake. You see, living blood has not the effect of dead blood. It must be dead blood.
Oh, we've used the dead blood as well.
This sounds like stone sickness to me.
Stone sickness.
Stone sickness, indeed.
Stone sickness.
He'll be fine in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception check if this just sounds like total bullshit?
Yeah, for sure.
Have I ever heard of stone sickness?
19.
Give us a nature check.
Nature.
I'll let you.
Yeah.
I'll let you use
Yeah.
medicine. I'll let you use medicine.
I don't trust this
Nature.
person at all.
How much?
19.
Though much bullshit doth spot forth from their mouth,
Crit for a 24 on nature.
you've heard of this. This happens when, not just like in this, but when people's bodies are turned fully into other stuff. Sometimes the brain just takes a bit to reconnect with this.
Okay.
So Bigby's probably in some,
Never.
dream-like
Yeah.
half awake.
Okay.
It's just
I say
got-
to Mordred, he'll be fine when you transmute people
The
into
day
stone,
is
or
50th
stone into
of
people,
11th month.
or people into trees, or trees into people, or rocks into chickens.
Oh, no,
Sometimes
sorry. No, it's
the brain does not change from rock to living flesh at the same rate as
So
the
we think
body.
2 vials, 2 and 3 months.
5th day of the 6th month currently.
6th. 5th of the 6th.
Probably the 7th of the 6th at this point. Let's call it the 7th of the 6th.
So his brain is studying the architecture of the rock that his body was. Mordred. His brain will catch up eventually.
Maybe.
I hope he comes back
Oh,
soon.
no.
He did a lot to help me.
No, it usually catches up. I mean, chickens take longer, but they have slower brains.
You see Maui takes off his doublet, takes off his coat, and it hangs it on an outreached hand frozen in rock terror of one of the statues.
Mordred takes the coat off and hangs it on a chair.
There are no chairs down here.
Table, something.
On the
Yeah,
floor.
it's like a half-broken table.
Yeah.
You might get mold on that.
I don't think it's respectful to hang it from their hands. They were people too.
I suppose. When they're people
We've
again,
got
they
some
might know.
blood still, don't we? We have
I asked the weasel to bite his ankle.
You see, you're, oh, and you see he tries to kick
Oh
at the weasel.
no! Come here. I'm so sorry.
Quite a friendly menagerie you have there between the weasel and the bird.
It's not quite friendly.
I bring the weasel up, and
Neither
I put the weasel on one shoulder and Eldmit on the other. Very friendly.
You see, he says, right, well, wonderful. Well, as I said, I'll be down here or somewhere about, so make it a little bit nicer. You, again, just to check, you're not planning to tell anyone I'm here?
No.
Wonderful.
Why would we do that?
Can I ask one more thing before we go?
No. Just checking, as, again, they'll probably hunt me down.
Would you be so kind, Mr. Morrow, to watch over our friend and colleague here until his brain catches up
Absolutely.
with his body?
I was going to say, I'll give him the feather token
Mhm.
and say, this can contact us when our friend is healed.
You see, he says, that is very kind of you. And then concentrates really hard for like 2 or 3 seconds, and you hear in your mind, but there is no need.
And I go, if any harm befalls him, we shall not rest until we find you, and you pay for any harm that has befallen him.
You see, as you're saying this, he's looking over the lab, kind of absent-minded. Can you give me an intimidate check?
Yeah.
Also, I would like to rummage through our friend's bag, grab his rations, and give it to the wizard.
You see, he says, thank you, I'm rather upset in the stomach at the moment. That will be delightful.
But please make sure you feed them as well.
Oh, of course. I'll take positively fantastic care of, what's his face?
Bigby.
Yes.
23.
23. That is exactly enough. So mechanically, you can take a coerce action, which will allow you to influence his behaviour for at least 24 hours. In this case, that will work for a couple of days.
I would like to make an impression.
Yeah, you've had long enough to make an impression. Just diplomacy. Anyone who wants to?
I'll make a diplomacy check as well.
You see,
Yeah, diplomacy, not my strong suit.
you see, he picks up a book and is like brushing off the dust.
25.
And then just stops and goes, yes, of course. I mean, reasonable. Yes, of course. I'll take good care of Grippy.
Bigby.
What? Bless you. What was your make an impression check?
25.
25.
Let me just see if Ambassador works. What do you have to hit for? How does it work?
You don't know. You're just making a diplomacy check, and then I tell you what happens.
No. For the Ambassador.
Oh, help, so 15.
Alright, and it doesn't add anything?
It adds +1 if you get 15, it adds +2 if you get 25.
Oh no, I mean like as in it doesn't have any modifier to the pet one.
No, your pet has your familiar has modifiers.
Oh, it does have a stat block.
Nightshade adds +4 to diplomacy.
So you're fine. That's fine.
Okay, so it adds +1, which is 17 plus 10, 27.
Awesome. Beautiful. Both of you make a positive impression. So he's friendly.
Is there like a sort of table, bench, worktop?
It's like rotten and fallen. It's like it's been here for it's been in a sewer for 4 years.
Okay.
5, 6
Can we carry Bigby up onto that platform so he's not
Yeah,
stuck down on
Can
the...
I lie Bigby down on like a bedroll or something?
yeah, for sure. Bigby would have a bedroll.
Yeah.
Because you guys camp and stuff. So yeah, you lie Bigby out in his bedroll, with his hands like over the top of him.
And I'll lean down next to him and I'll say, I'm glad that you're okay, friend. You did the right thing with those kobolds. I don't know if
Oh,
you
I'm
can
so
hear.
glad. The wage disputes went on for so long. I just wasn't sure whether I was
Not
supposed
you,
to... Huh? Oh, you're talking to Gribby. That's fine.
Bigby!
Bless you.
Oh, it's like cat van dance again. Kit Kat can.
This is like
Kit Kat.
I want to hate him because he's from like the aristocrat magician school,
Yeah.
but he's also just too funny not to not like.
Could I
he's
also
too obscure,
ask-
like.
And I'll say, just one more thing.
Yes.
Do you know a wizard named Natasha?
Tasha. No, I can't say I do. Why do you ask?
I think they've replaced you.
Oh! A young girl, or was a young girl, maybe 14, 15, in one of the villages.
Didn't they?
The twins.
Twins?
Yes. You remember Tasha has a twin sister.
Oh, of course, yeah, because I talked about the sister.
Yes. Well, I suppose not a twin anymore. She'd be about what? Not a young anymore. She'd be about what? 26, 27 maybe? And you know, that about lines up with Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I gave her lessons.
Oh.
Local girl.
I think so.
Oh, she finally got her qualifications, did she? Good for her.
Yeah.
Not ideal if she's replacing me and working for BC upstairs, but
Maybe you can
she
get
always
through
had
to
a
her.
thing about her sister.
Oh.
Yes. In fact, if we'll wait for David for 2 seconds.
No. Okay, good stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. You see, he kind of leans you all in a little bit and says, in fact, if you're wanting to sow discontent, as it were, it might be worth visiting her sister, paying a little visit to I want to say Ryan, but that's not it. Ryla, yes, definitely Ryla. Go
I'm not
visit
sure if this
Ryla.
is
Track
GM
down the
making
twin.
it up on the spot.
Track down the twin. They were always, at each other's throats, that sort of thing. Bit of a complex. But, I mean, I would be too if I had her for a twin. Anyway. Yes.
I want to head over to this alchemy table and see if I can scrounge anything of use.
Looks like all the ingredients here have expired. They've been in, damp air near a waterway for too long. What hasn't moulded has spoiled, has over-pured. There's probably a couple of, vials and bits you could collect, but not enough to be, an alchemy kit or anything like that.
Yeah, because I do have alchemical crafting. Do you know if there's a place in Pathbuilder to put formulas?
Yeah, there should be.
My
Because they're quite a big
computer
thing.
has just decided to
Once you go, have a look under equipment, it might be this. Or it might be in spells, I think. You know how in your spells you've got the different
maybe
tabs?
it's there. Oh yes.
There's one of those. You know how in spells you've got different tabs? I think one of them is alchemical crafting. If I remember right. Have a quick look. Spells? Maybe gear?
Formula.
There you go.
Aha.
I knew it was
There
something.
it is. Because I'd get 4 to start.
Oh,
And I
lovely.
never
I'll have a look
actually
through
added to my character.
when you want to do some crafting, let me know, because it's needlessly complicated, but once you know how it works, it's okay. You see, here's the my advice would be track down the sister, and you would remember that Atasha told you that her sister is works at the chapel in one of the villagers whose name I totally remember.
Mimsy.
Mimsy, there you go.
Were you guessing?
You see, he says, right, well, anything else you need, just let me know.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's it.
I think
we
we're there.
will book it.
Lovely.
Look after Bigby, please. We'll be back to collect him.
You see, he gives a kind of mocking little salute sort of thing. He goes, absolutely.
I just look at him.
And also,
squealing.
I'm sorry about your lab techs. I think they've scurried off.
Ah, that's fine, that's fine. And he says, right, very well. And he kind of looks around for a place to sit and goes, right, better learn mending again. Where did I put that spell book? As you all head off out of the sewer. Now, you know that there was a 500 silver piece bounty for anyone who slayed the beast in the sewers, and that you'd be expected to provide proof of that.
Oh,
Can I take a
Talon.
I was going to just say do they have teeth or
It's
an
a
eye
beak.
maybe?
Yeah, you can take an eye.
Yeah, take an eye. Gouge aside.
Yeah, you're gonna pull out an eye. You see, it glows, but only faintly.
Okay.
And as you look at, you feel your movements become just a touch bit more difficult to move. As
Just
if you're a
a
little bit
bit
stiff
sluggish.
after a hard day's work, but nothing bad happens.
Does the crow stay with me?
Oh yeah, it's on your shoulder.
Okay. I try and move it off my shoulder.
You see, when you try to move it, your hand just passes through it like a shadow, moves around a little bit, then reforms. And then the crow shakes its head. You head on out. So you would know Atasha said to come talk to her back in Dolorous Guard if you wanted to collect that bounty.
Yeah.
So you could do that. You also now know Mother Wren lives in Mimsy.
Yeah.
You also know, just in terms of like things to do next, something's going down at Frumius Towers. People keep disappearing whenever they go there.
Yeah.
And other than that, you've got also the guy, the barons, the 3 barons who you know to either ally or kill if you want to do a coup. And last but not least, you now know where the missing watchers have gone. So you could go talk to the Watchers Guild Hall. You bumped into the guild master there, clearing the pathway in the forest, the Orc Lady. So you could head over there if you wanted to let them know.
I think we should take a rest. Maybe return.
I
to
definitely want to have a little bit of time.
Mordred's fussing over both of you because you've both been injured. Wait, you haven't been injured. You haven't lost anything, have you?
I'm
No,
dripping
just
blood as we walk up through the sewer.
I cast Lay on Hands.
Oh no, I'm not like mechanically
Oh.
out of hit points. I'm still wounded.
I mean, you are mechanically wounded. So
Yeah,
you've
no,
still
I'm
got-
wounded.
you've got, like,
I'm wounded
the-
one. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
The where it bit me, it's kind of rent my where my chest exploded and injured it. It's just like sort of still open. So it's like bone bits sticking out through my robes.
Mordred's fussing over you still. Are you sure I can't
Mordred.
do anything else?
No, I need a good long. I'd say a hot bath, but I don't really want to get like water in my chest cavity. Probably just a meal and some wine.
You should
and
lie
a
down and
sleep.
rest. I'll get you a meal. I'll get you everything you need.
I'm quite capable of getting my own meal, Mordred.
Back to Dolorous Guard.
Wonderful.
And then maybe we should tell the healers about the need to make. There may be people here. Maybe this Mother Wren knows something about petrification.
I will also say, I forgot to mention it yesterday, the other thing you would have seen just kind of up around town, a lot less common than the posters that warned you about the sewers, were ads from the Watchers Guild asking for recruits for a hunt.
Oh, that's right.
That would have
yeah.
read, a rogue giant, negotiations have failed,
Ooh.
join us on a hunt.
That sounds good.
As we see
So,
that,
another side quest.
Mordred says, "It's sad that negotiation doesn't always work."
Give us a Dark Lore check.
Ooh.
Dark Woods Lore check.
Yeah.
Other than Dark Lore.
That's gonna be a 22.
22. You recall your mother had dealings with giants.
Oh.
There would have been giants in the Darkwoods. You would have never actually seen them. They would have always sent ambassadors, like these like goblins or Fomorians or other like creatures of the Darkwood that would have come to talk on behalf of the giants. You would have had like a couple of memories of, in the distance, creatures almost as tall as the trees of the Darkwood standing there and then leaving.
Okay.
Just if you're interested.
Mordred will say, "It's sad that negotiations often fail, but maybe there's still hope."
You return to Dolorous Guard to take a rest?
I think so. Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds to pull up a set sheet.
What kind of music do you want?
Political intrigue.
Political intrigue. I can give you that. I made that for Stormbound.
We never did political intrigue.
No.
We did.
I
Oh
had
my
this
god, what's
playlist
going
and
on?
I never got to use it.
Yeah, what's
You know
going
what the funniest part is?
Mm-hmm.
I think Darian would be like a much better political intrigue character than like anyone I play in Stormbound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so would Bigby, I think.
Yeah.
Even more.
Yeah.
No, not Mordred.
Oh no, I can see it.
Yeah, he can.
I think Drizella would get on really well with Deuteronomy.
To be fair though, like I think oh god, what's the name your character?
Amanita.
Amanita probably was the closest to political intrigue.
Yeah, I actually built for the campaign.
Did you?
No.
I do love that the pitch for Storm is like, make, the head of a great family, the king of a nation, the queen, the empress of a
No.
You know, it's like
You're
we're
like
a great family, but we ignore
librarian,
politics.
troublemaker, unfavored child, wrestler.
Yeah. It's like we did not read the job description.
Oh, now I'm missing Amanita.
It's like, yeah.
Mordred
I'm
sees a
fully
patch of
qualified.
mushrooms.
I am fully qualified for
Says
this role.
whimsically.
Oh, that might be-
Okay, yeah, cool. You do have a formula session. Nice. Thank you for the book. That was very helpful.
What were you looking at?
Getting some alchemical formula so I can make stuff.
Cool. Do you have crafting? Yeah, you do.
I have alchemical crafting. Because I was inexplicably expelled from.
So it's in two
I'm a
seconds.
sorcerer, but not a very good sorcerer.
Yeah. Just 'cause I'm a fighter, but I'm not very good at it.
Is that your actual class?
No, I'm a battle oracle, but I'm meant to hit things, but I just don't like hitting them. Why hit them when you could juke them instead?
Yeah, it's like, I'm a barbarian. But I'm peaceful. I just can't
There it
build
is.
statues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we go past the pie shop as we're walking?
You do. You see this crawling with guards.
Oh!
Do I see Mrs. Lovett in there?
No.
Okay.
Do you think they have
I think it should be in there.
investigated further?
Quite possibly.
Can I try? Oh, actually, I think I might actually be able to do this. I'm gonna use.
Yeah.
Is it invest? No. What is it? Snoop.
So Snoop is about detecting lies, I believe.
No, it helps you gather information and gossip.
Keep
Keeps
reading.
its eyes and ears open. Your familiar keeps its eyes and ears open, ready to relay every snippet of gossip it catches, helping you gather information. It gains one reaction at the start of its turns, which it can only use to aid you on diplomacy checks to gather information.
Yeah. So you can use that if you want to go up to one of the guards and say, like, "Hey, what happened
Yeah,
here?"
exactly.
Oh yeah, awesome. Give it a go.
And I want to try and listen out if any of the other guards are talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe even see if there's any other guards that I recognise from when I was here before.
Yeah, go for it. So give us do the aid action from the pet first. So roll add 4 to it.
17.
So that's enough for a +1. So then you make the roll plus the benefit.
And it's what skill set?
Just trying to see.
18.
18. Actually,
So
don't
company
know.
to fix.
That's quite high enough. Where is the give me stat box open these days? There now. 18. Did you say?
Yeah.
That is enough. You walk over and you. What do you say?
I'm just like, hello, do you recognise me? I'm guessing maybe it was the same guard, or if it's not the same
You
guard,
don't
then
see
I'll
the
just
same
ask
guard.
in
You see-
general.
Yeah, you ask one of the guards. You see they relay the story. The way they tell it, local barber went crazy, and seems like they must have been working with some elf who tried to murder their neighbour downstairs and then fled into the sewers.
Oh,
Working with an elf.
so the barber was with
Yeah, we reckon.
What did
How's
elf look like?
the pie lady?
Oh, in terrible condition, but beat nearly half to death by the barber's accomplice.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
As you were,
And you
Oh,
see,
shit,
you
I'm
see
the elf.
leans in,
Yeah.
you see leans in and says, "One of them grey skins, you know."
I
I pulled my hood over.
I said in Mordred's head as Mordred was going, an elf, you say? I'm like, Mordred, they're talking about you.
I'm not an elf, though.
Mordred, they're talking about you.
Okay.
Did you try to beat the old lady half to death with a baking sheet? I missed that. I thought we talked to
Trying to knock
people.
her out so I didn't hurt her with the sword.
I thought we talked to people, not beat old ladies with a baking sheet. You need a good night's sleep, Mordred.
You see,
I pull my hood down and start very suspiciously running past.
you see the guard says, the way that the first people on the scene tell it, this elf was 7 foot tall, about half as wide, muscle bound, ripped them clean off when they were trying to arrest him, then knocked them to the ground.
Really?
Terrible thing. Oh yeah.
We will
And then says to
avoid.
Mordred, "You see anyone like that? You let us know."
I will.
You get the feeling these guards aren't exactly the most great at the investigating part of their job. More of the truncheon.
It's probably a good job Bigby's not here because we'd probably take it on as a job. And then try and double bluff them for the money.
Love that.
And before there is like some 7-foot giant just walking down the street with his
So you
Bigby finds a very tall elf and shocks him. Yeah.
you head on back to the back to Dolorskard. You see, as you arrive, there's a couple of other people arriving. One of whom looks to be quite important. You see, there's several guards. You see these hobgoblins, but in quite well-made armor. This dark black, almost shiny metal with these breastplates and helmet. About 6 of them flanking someone who's very clearly an important figure.
Do we recognize any like symbols? Or...
They have symbols. Give me a society check if you want to see if you know them.
It's black, so
you
I'm
might want to
guessing
prestidigitate
not like
clothing.
Darkwood lore or anything like that.
I'll give it to you, actually, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it sounds evil. Ooh, that's a 23.
23? 23 will do it. You recognize this is the crest. You see 2 twisting briars circling each other with horns at the top. You recognize this is the crest of the Fae, Maleficent,
Oh,
who rules from the lovely named Doom Mountain in the Darkwoods.
Doom Mountain.
Doom Mountain, yes.
Can we have
It's
a map
called
of
Doom
Mountain?
Mountain. So it's not marked because it's in the Darkwoods, but it is, I will very quickly.
Mordred says, that's the symbol of the cursed witch, Maleficent. She dwells in the Darkwoods and it's Doom Mountain.
Doom Mountain, not Mount Doom, Doom Mountain, in the Darkwood of Pergoroth. So just, northish of here. Pretty big deal. Powerful dark fae, relatively high in the court of Mab.
Would my mother have talked
Absolutely.
about what would my impression have been?
Your mother would have, if you'd have read about her or in teaching of you would have been taught the general structure of the Fae courts.
Yeah.
Everything your mother would have taught you. She would have spent time in them. She probably would have mentioned something about the backstabbing bitch. Did not have a high opinion of Maleficent.
Mordred goes to say, some people say she's a backstabbing. No, I wouldn't trust that.
Oh goodness! But you see, at the front of the procession,
There's a crow nod.
Yeah, what is the crow?
The crow. When you say no, I wouldn't say that. The crow shakes its head. You see at the front of the procession this strange vulture human person. These great, soft feathered wings. This golden, and not quite armor, not quite robes. Big eyes. Very well dressed. Very clearly a diplomat of some kind. They carry no weapons. They carry no bags.
Mordred's kind of like
several
taking
attendants stand, are just arms crossed, head down near them. As you see, Atasha is at the front, welcoming them. As you see Atasha, kind of at the end of Atasha, saying very similar to you. Relieve yourself of the cities, please come to us at Dolorskard. For your own safety, there is a curfew. And then says, of course, Lord Patron, you are welcome to travel as you would. And then says, please enter. And you see the bird person.
Does
Lord Patron.
that name remind me of anything?
Give us another darkness check.
Can I do a political class check?
Yeah, absolutely. Just political parts.
I can't tell if that's an 18 or a 13.
There was a
Yeah,
net
not the
20
best.
for a
20.
23 on political class.
Incredible. This is the right hand man? Question mark.
Maleficent's got the rave.
Of the Fae, the Fae Lord, probably still, even though woman.
That backstabbing bitch Maleficent.
Yeah. This is their right hand man.
Yeah.
This is their embodiment. Because Maleficent is not allowed in a lot of places, being a dark Fae. 20. This is someone who has a lot of money and wealth and has had it for a while, but they grew up poor. There's a little something.
But there's those hints.
There's hints. They wear their shirt tucked in, but not like someone who's used to having it tucked in. They still tuck in their own
The
shirt.
chin's not held that behind.
Yeah. There's scars and calluses on their, not calluses. There's still scars and marks on their hands. This is a person who used to work with their hands. On a 20, I'll tell you, they were probably a mercenary or something along those lines. You see Atasha. You see they start to head in fairly slowly. If you want to, you can head in with them, and you'd be able to chat with this person, or you can kind of hang back and wait for them to go off themselves.
Mordred will look around to you though. Do you want to talk to him?
If you wish.
Looking like she's right now, maybe not the best first impression on someone who's as regal as they are.
Regal?
I think the best impression we can make at the party is when we're well dressed and groomed, not smelling like sewer water and
Mordred kind of...
covered in blood and wounds.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should retire first.
That's a good idea. Can we talk to Atasha?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was she the one that was giving us the 500?
Yeah.
I like the art.
Thank you. I found it 2 seconds ago. Bloody stupid program. Okay, give me 2
Which
seconds.
one? Because they all pretty much are.
Vivaldi. Most of the time it's great. It's just that, it's actually
I
not
actually
even
use
Vivaldi.
Vivaldi.
It's just Windows. It's
All
when
the
you're
time.
moving something from one screen to another and it gets stuck, so the top bar is between the
yeah.
screens. It's like, I can't click on anything. What do you want me to do? Copy image.
Should we get a Mac?
Yeah, famously problem free.
I'm joking.
I use Vivaldi
don't
on my
endorse-
Mac. Just saying.
endorse Mac.
I have a Mac for work. I love my Mac. But
Simply
for programming.
Wait, do you use Vivaldi on it?
Yeah.
Likewise. I'm currently opening in Vivaldi.
Alright, wonderful. Close.
Because I just love tab stats. And like saving tabs.
I've got like 134 tabs open in my university one right now.
Mm.
It's good.
Alright, beautiful.
Yeah. For like research and stuff, you can just like save it and then load it back up again.
It's so good, I love it.
You see Atasha, seeing all of you, looks over and says, Mike, says, you appear to be one short. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yes?
He
Well,
will
reasonable.
be fine in a few days. He's just feeling a bit sluggish.
Oh, has he found alternative accommodation?
He's staying with a friend.
You know people here?
Well, he does. We don't.
Who's he staying with?
A friend. He didn't give us the name.
God.
Oh, Mordred!
You realise she's like got really good insight.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Well, that's not bad. That's a 22.
It's a 22.
Yeah.
You see, they say, very well. If you could call upon them tomorrow and let me know who they're staying with for my records, I'd appreciate it.
I will bring out the eye
Mhm.
and say the situation in the sewers is dealt with. Hence our friend is sluggish and recovered.
You see, she looks and she says, Basilisk.
Yes.
Interesting. How unexpected. How did one get in the sewers, do you think?
It was a cult of kobolds.
Ah. You see, she thinks that over for a few minutes. That's not a lie.
Not a lie.
It's an admission. So I'm going to make you roll deception.
It's a what do you call it? It's like you're saying the cause is the what it's like
correlation causation.
Yeah.
No,
Do I
it's
have to
like
roll again?
it's like kobolds follow big beings, not beings follow kobolds.
Yes.
I think that's what
This
she's. That's what she's thinking.
I won't make you. I think she's going through that same lot.
Yeah.
10.
You see, she says, yes, of course. I'm sure the kobolds led it into the sewers. Very well. I'm assuming you want to claim the bounty.
Yes.
Wonderful. And would you wish for your friend to join us, or would you rather do that?
Well, we can give him his share of the reward later.
Wonderful. I am very glad to hear this. I shall inform Lord Valath immediately of what has happened. And no doubt he will present you the sum himself.
The gold.
Yes,
The king would deign to speak to us.
indeed. For you have done us a great service. If you would freshen up, treat your wounds, please. Make use of the castle's medical facilities. We have a number of medicasters on staff.
I'm sure he's quite busy and has no time for the likes of us.
Do you?
How low is your reputation with this guy?
It's pretty fucking low.
It's dropping.
She likes me though.
She liked you, yes. You see, she looks you really slowly, just looks you over from head to toe.
I do look pretty scruffy.
Now the question is, does she think you're just dumb, or does she think you're lying?
Yeah. It's a question I ask myself daily.
I say while gradually sort of pushing my ribs back through my cloak in a very pointed manner, literally.
You're untrained in deception, Jesus.
Yeah,
Mordred.
there's no way Mordred would be good at lying.
Mordred has had a difficult day
The crow nods.
and is fatigued. He also generally is not attracted to wealth, unlike other members of our union who see its value. Thus, not particularly in a rush to meet someone who would pay us. We would be grateful for the reward.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh no! I'd be better doing intimidation or deception. Maybe I should lie.
Can I-
Big
you
B!
can try to intimidate this person if you like.
No,
Can I
okay.
try and aid?
Yeah.
I'll just look very haggard and tired and say, yeah.
That's 23 for
That's
eight.
not
That's a
awful
success.
for me. Diplomacy, so 14.
So 15.
That's a 31.
So,
I've
what did
got
you say,
plus
14?
13.
So 15, so 16, so 17. Critical fail.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to win her over.
Hmm.
Mordred's trying really hard.
Crit fail. Damn.
You see, she says, I appreciate those who do not wish to stand on ceremony, but it is somewhat important for us. It's important that you are not just rewarded for your hard work, but that the courts and the people see you being rewarded for your hard work. You will collect the gold from Lord Verlath.
Can I roll
I
insight on
understand.
that?
Yeah, sure.
If there's a reason she wants us to see the king.
Oh, it sounds like they're trying to make a show out of it so the people
But yeah, but is it a show? Is it they want us to talk to the
Yeah,
king?
it was insight, which is perception.
Which is 21.
21, you have no read on this person at all. With a 21, that's a critical fail to say.
God,
This person is just letting you all know.
20.
This is me waving a big flag. If this
Do
was
not
a
fight.
So no, you could beat this person to death really easily. So this person is only level 5. You could win them in a fight very easily. You look at that; they have some magical ability. In a social encounter, this is an unwinnable fight.
Yeah, that's
Unless
kind
I
of
start
what I was
rolling
thinking.
things like 31.
So you 31, you would you
Succeed.
get the feeling like your diplomacy, you probably still couldn't swing.
Damn.
This is an advisor to a lord. They are very, very good at a couple of things. Generally, they're not.
Backstabbing.
And you get that feeling as you try to run this negotiation, and she just again repeats, "You will
Yeah,
collect the lord."
we basically get the impression that we just should stop talking. and
That's
give
fine.
up.
I take
bounty
off.
if necessary.
I look at Mordred. I take off my Medicaster sort of helmet, my horrendously flesh warped face with lots of sort of blood, and go, I understand the importance of impressions and keeping up appearances. We shall meet the Lord.
So just please make use of your facilities. In an hour, please join us in the throne room.
Okay.
An hour is long enough for you to do any downtime actions you have in an hour.
Coffee.
You're able to go get your wounds treated at no cost or expenditure, so you're no longer wounded 1.
Okay.
That takes about 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'll rest up and get all my focus points back.
Yep.
Absolutely a thing you can do.
Could I also, where are we going during this time? To our chambers?
Yeah, you can retire to your chambers. The Dollar's Guide is enormous, and he says a number of attendants moving around. You see, as you head in, you see Tasha says, I've assigned you all to one of the guest wings. You'll find a servant waiting there who'll be able to show you around.
Thank you.
As you're there, you see, true enough, as you head to the sign porters. You see, you follow her directions. You're on the ground floor. It's entirely reasonable. Lots of people here. Lots of people coming and going. Particularly lots of servants who look like they're carrying bits of paper. You would assume running missives.
Yeah.
No role necessary. There's probably a lot of like deal making and diplomacy happening here, while there's a bunch of important people and their ambassadors at the same place.
Yeah.
You head to your chambers. They're not fancy, but they're nicer than where you've been staying. They're certainly not an inn. They're spacious. You've got a little table, a sink to clean up in. A couple of changing rooms at the back. Various beds with 4 posters around them and that. There's a painting on the wall.
This is the nicest place Mordred's ever been.
Yeah, very potentially. And you see there's a very, very upstanding, straight, sort of like butler-looking person, kind of slick back hair, black, what's it called?
Like a tailcoat?
Yeah, like not quite a tailcoat, a little bit more early than that, like a doublet almost, but very slim, no armour in it, breeches, who introduces himself as Lemire.
Lemire?
I will be your personal attendant while you're here. Please, anything I can do to help.
Yes, there is one thing.
Yes.
I
just click.
So Lemire has very fancy metal cuffs. Is the most interesting about their outfit, and a warm look.
It took me a second, and then I wrote it down. I was like,
I'm still not clicking.
Lumiere,
Beauty and the Beast.
the Beast King.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't watched Beauty and the Beast in years.
Be our guest, be our guest. Put us
So they say, while you're here, I'll be your personal assistant. I'll assist you in anything you need. I'm absolutely honoured to have you all here as our visitors.
Here's a candlestick. Here's a candlestick.
I hate you.
Okay. I'm gonna ask and be like, I appear to have damaged my clothing a little bit, and some seams have come undone. Do you happen to have a sewing kit around?
I can have those mended for you within a few hours.
Oh no, it's fine. I want to do it myself. Can I get a sewing kit at all?
Yes, I shall requisite one for you immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else while I'm out?
How did you come to work for Lord Valak?
My family served the Irenians before the before the glorious revolution and the terrible revolt.
Oh, okay, so it's okay. You can be honest around us.
Yes.
Okay.
If that will be all.
Thank you.
And they take a deep bow and then walk out the door backwards. And you hear them scuttling off down the hallway.
I have had some coffee,
Mm-hmm.
so that has given me. I've saved the saving throw for the against being addicted to the coffee. So I've got +1 to AC and +1 bonus to AC and saves to which you take penalties. It's if you become fatigued.
Yeah.
So I am. Yes.
Awesome.
+1 to AC from the coffee.
While we're in downtime,
I'm loving the fact that coffee gives you armor.
would I be able to try and talk
So
to
true.
the crow?
The crow?
My pet crow.
Oh, yeah.
My crow. I'll be sitting in my room, and if it will let me, I'd like to put it on the ground in front of me.
Yep.
And then I'll sit on the ground in front of it. And I'll say, "Are you my mother?"
Makes that same off-putting, definitely not a bird sound.
I've seen you nod. Can you tell me yes or no? Are you my mother? Are you here to help me?
You see it nods.
Will you help my friends? Do you promise not to do evil?
You see the crow shakes its head.
Will you cause trouble when we meet the Beast King?
You see it tilts its head.
Will you support our overthrowing of the Beast King?
Are you trying to get the dice out?
No. I'm just messing in the wax.
Mordred's just like, I have no idea what's going on right now. And he says, do you want to sit on my shoulder? Okay.
Lands on your shoulder, kind of snuggles against your head.
He's just very uncomfortable.
As it does, you notice it's cold, it's not warm.
Does it leave any kind of like mark on my skin? Because I've probably just got a singlet or something.
as its claws touch you, it feels like a chill there instead of a pointed claw. It feels feeling. Okay.
So-
Anyone doing anything else in their downtime?
No, I get my wounds healed. Eldamit stitches my chest back together
Yeah. You see
with a
within an
very
hour,
big
Lemire comes back
needle.
with a sewing kit for you.
Yep.
Darren.
Yeah.
Eldamit stitches my chest back together with like twine.
Oh,
It looks really good now.
I'll
It's really
offer to
neat.
help you with your sewing.
Oh, I don't need to repair my clothes. They're fine.
You see, the healers there are medicasters. They're not in the guild, so they don't wear the same outfit as
Yep.
you do, but they're practice physicians.
Oh, I just asked for some mending twine, like you would use in an autopsy for sewing up the body.
Is someone dead?
I open my cloak and go, pretty nearly.
Ooh, that's a good
It's
one.
fine, just some twine.
They're all right.
Little
They're
fix.
pretty non-pulsed about to give you the twine.
Yeah, I give it to
They
Eldamit and
also
say,
slip you a healing potion and are just like,
meh.
best practice.
I put the healing potion in the coffee and then drink the coffee. So kind of like an
Horrendous.
like an Irish coffee, but
Yeah.
of healing
What
potion.
if it like
Nice.
to do that in real life? If you had healing
You know,
potions?
once I put a
totally
Barocca
do.
in a cup of
Totally
tea,
do.
I imagine it's
Ooh.
like
Oh my god, you did what?
Said what?
That's
put a
so
Barocca in tea.
bad. Why?
Barocca
Why?
and tea.
I don't know. I was 17 and it was in schoolies.
Terrible.
this is
So
the intelligent
schoolies,
wise thing.
you put Barocca in
I
tea.
didn't drink the whole
I
time.
was going to say, didn't you not drink on
No, I
Schoolies?
didn't drink. I did
So you
nothing
were
crazy.
sober during this decision.
But I was hating every second of it.
So this would improve it.
So was that your like attempt at like making everything go away? It was just the tea and Barocca?
Nice. I like it.
Anyway, continue.
No, I'm loving it. I think that's
Lemire
brilliant.
returns with your sewing kit and says,
Yes.
is that sufficient?
Yes. And as soon as he's gone,
You see he stands in the corner.
and he's waiting for it back.
Are we all in the same room?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There's like curtains sort of thing between your beds, and there's some like dividers at the back for changing in that.
I'm
Like,
gonna
a
I'm
suite
gonna
together.
s-
There's a nice table
I'm
in
gonna
the middle.
put some curtains
little bowl
up
of
as if I'm
fruit.
taking off my clothes,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna open the sewing kit,
Mm.
and I want to know how many like needles and pins and like pieces of metal there are in here, because I need
I don't like this.
metal to shape for my needles.
Uh-huh.
And I thought instead of using caltrops all the time, I'll just steal a sewing kit and take some of the needles out of it.
Mordred will come over to you at...
Some of the pins for holding clothes and stuff like that.
You're lucky. I'll give you 8 castings with that.
8 castings?
I'll give you a D6 plus 2, and I rolled a 6 on the dice.
Mordred comes
I
over.
will actually...
That's if you
I will
the
take
whole-
6 castings.
Lovely. So you leave
So
enough
that there's
in there.
some there. So
Yeah,
that
you
when I
take,
go
a lot,
back,
you
it's
take a
like...
lot of like I think they're called holding pins.
Yeah,
Not much
that's what I was
just-
thinking of. Yeah.
You
Just
grab
easier
them,
to shape, you know.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
pocket them. You're all good.
Cool.
You return it. You say thank you. You see they then open the door, revealing another servant who's waiting out there. They give that to him, and then stands in the corner of the room.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and be like... pay attention to spell components.
Mordred walks over and he says, "Hi there, I'm Mordred.
Yes, sir. I am Lemire, as I said.
Do you enjoy working here?
Oh, undoubtedly.
Really?
Most certainly.
What do you enjoy about your job?
I get to see to every need of any guests. It is a delight.
Is it?
Most certainly.
Have you always been a butler?
I worked in scullery to begin with. I was given the honour of butlerhood at the age of 19.
Oh, that's nice.
Indeed. Very kind of you to say.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah.
Does this person seem
Human
to-
male?
Maybe they're quite short. Maybe they're like
That's
half,
a
half-halfing, if that makes sense.
that's a
three-quarter.
nat 20 for a 28.
They hate their job. They don't much enjoy it, but it pays the bills.
Mordred sits down in a chair.
Their
next
job is to be
them.
nice to people, though. So
Yeah, Mordred sits down in a chair next to them and just starts saying, "You know, I never liked the job that my mum gave me either. It was very difficult to live up to her standards. So I know how hard it can be to work a thing that you don't want to work."
that sounds very difficult. I'm so glad to hear you're in a better position now.
And Mordred just continues to talk about,
He is very good at his job. Just every time it's like, it's very kind of you to say.
you know,
so.
you
Thank
can't always resist the things that people force upon you.
Do you
You
find
have the
so-
right to choose.
I'm so glad to hear that. Sir. It's just that for 49 more minutes. Anyone else have any downtime actions they want to take? Cool.
Get my focus back.
Yeah. Get all 3 of those back or how many you have.
I think I only have one focus point.
No, I've got 3.
I've got 3.
Though one of them's not showing up on here because this program doesn't work.
Oracles are like that, though. Yeah, I don't love the focus point system. It's a bit too complicated. I just think everyone should get 3. But anyway.
I think my focus point's just too broken, if you think.
I mean, I've gotten one from all the feats I've taken, because I've taken 3 feats that give me focus points.
But that's the thing, is if you took focus point stuff, you could still just use all 3 you get from anything on that ability.
Yeah.
That's true.
So in a couple of levels, you'll have 3. It's just weird that you have to take a thing to get anyway. Doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
Once that's all done, are you all heading to the throne room?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Did we have clothes given to us to change into or anything?
No.
Okay.
You could ask Lemire.
I'm going to ask the man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything slightly more befitting of an audience with the king?
Don't
in
feel
our
like you
size?
need to give us anything, of course.
You
don't want
see,
to cause trouble.
if Sir does not have the appropriate attire, I can recommend several tailors.
Are they within the castle?
The castle? No, sir, they live in town.
How long would it take to get to a tailor and back?
To get to the tailor, 10, 15 minutes, though the making of the suit may take time.
Okay, maybe not today.
Not today.
If
Can
I
you
may be,
prestidigitate all our clothes?
if I may be
Yeah.
so bold to venture an opinion, sir.
Yes.
You are presenting a bounty, yes, I hear?
Yes.
You are adventurous, yes.
Yes.
You are in your finest time. The king is very merciful.
Can I
You see a single tear runs down his face.
What?
Very merciful.
Can I read fate on?
Yeah, sure.
That's the check.
Yeah, I want to insight that as well. Well, not insight. What's it called?
Fails, unfortunately.
Oh,
Sense motive.
Lumiere, you
Sense
are
motive.
inscrutable.
God, I
Lumiere,
suck.
if you please.
Oh, Lumiere.
Though if it pleases, sir, I can change my name.
No.
God.
Lumiere.
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 Oh.
I hate you so much.
That's understandable.
I don't say that.
I know Mordred doesn't.
Mordred's like, I fucking hate you.
Being a piece of shit.
You piece of shit. There should be an eye in there.
And that's just perception, right? So
Yes.
11.
Hard to tell. Maybe
Just
maybe
saying,
his
sir.
eyes are dry from keeping them so open. You see, he only seems to blink when you're not looking at him.
Oh.
Why?
You see, he says, "Would you like me to show you the way to the throne?"
Yeah.
Very well, if you would be so willing to follow. And as he heads out of the room.
Okay.
You see, you are led through Doloscott. Huge place. Absolutely enormous. You come to the throne room.
Oh no.
You see, the throne room is this truly enormous hall. Great stained glass window at the back.
Like the Shimble
Depicting a giant, depicting a giant rose. The beautiful pinks and purples, falling leaves around it. That seem to shimmer and move and sway ever so slightly. Great, metal braziers filled with fire every 10 or 15 feet. A number of court attendants all around, and you see a long red carpet leads up to a raised platform with 4 knights, 4 great statues of knights on horses astride with lances on either side, all pointing to the middle.
Do these statues look new or old?
All of this looks new to you.
Oh.
Polished marble floors, and then leading to it, a great throne, well larger than you'd expect for any person. On either side, you see angels carved from stone holding the thing aloft. You are all, you see Lemire takes you to kind of the front door, and then says, just down to the centre, if you please.
I'll grab their hand and I'll say, thank you.
You're most welcome, sir. Thank you for your kindness.
Someone's not impressed.
Can I spy with my little eye something beginning with a Mr. Cogsworth nearby?
Not so far as you can see. You see the king is not present yet. You've arrived a few minutes before the hour. You kind of head. You see there's several people who seem to have business with the king, all kind of gathering around here. There's lots of people about. You see that same vulture person. You see. What else would you see that's important? Lots of nobles, that sort of thing. So there's not a lot of like very, very important people here just yet.
Can I do some sort of, I don't know, an architecture check or something?
Oh,
Sadly, Bigby's not here, so no architectural. Crafting would be what the closest thing.
Crafting? Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking at like where the building materials of this thing would have been from the area. Like, is it something that would be like nearby, or has it been like
nature or craft
or imported or something like that?
Yeah, nature or craft.
Like, is the stone like? That's not very good. 14
marble imported.
14. The marble's imported, definitely. It's too nice not to be. Hard to say otherwise. Not really your strong suit. Bigby is. You would imagine from the people who are gathered here, this is probably like general business before the king.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a royal address.
And are there any like specific, obvious like paintings on the wall of people? Or...
Oh, banners and banners, all of which depict armies and military.
So there's no like individual people.
It's done in a very minimal style. So the lines on the face. You see one witch or wizard, sorry, that has kind of the same uniform as Atasha and the same sort of black hair. Might be her, unclear. She seems to be casting a purple beam through the chest of someone else in the
And is there any like markings on the two sides of the battles, like the armies?
No, very much no.
Okay.
You would presume to the point that that's intentional. Yeah. What I will give you with that check, that 14, is you do see that the throne is made of this like gold and all that. Claw marks all along the two arms.
What a charming fellow.
You see, as everyone is gathered, you see there's a number of soldiers all along kind of this second level balcony. As you see, they all at the same time tap their spears. And you see the doors are closed behind you. You see Atasha walks down from door over here along this way first, up, takes a stand just behind the throne. As you see, she says very loudly and very clear, "Make welcome your king." As you then hear another set of doors open.
So we haven't heard of any. Like, we're assuming that Natasha's like right hand man. Like
You've not met anyone.
We've not met
seems to
anyone
be
else
boss.
who seems to be.
No.
No, like more of like a. There's no other advisors to the king that we've seen or heard of yet.
She's the only one who seems to be here. You hear this sound of fabric ripping. A slight scraping of something against stone. As you see, walking down the hall, 8 foot tall, and then another foot, these huge curled horns. What at first looks like a mighty cloak that you realize is great leathery wings, like a bat would have. Mane of hair all about the top, almost glowing yellow eyes, fangs that mean their mouth is unable to close. As you see Carlos Vence, the Beast King, walking towards the throne. This great bat-faced, huge, muscular, wolf-like legs, a robe that looks haphazardly tied around their neck, awkwardly sitting amongst the wings. They wear regal pants and sort of a suit with no undershirt.
Oh, I just. I'm so dumb.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and she's the.
Belladonna.
Yeah.
There's no sign of Belladonna at the moment, but you see Carlos heads. You see the ripping sound is as he walks. His claws on his legs are so long and extended that even as he lifts his legs up, they still slash the carpet. Still slash the thing he walks on. You see servants wait at the edge, and as soon as he gets off it, they pull it back and roll out a fresh one. You see he
So much
walks
waste.
over, sits upon the throne as his wings move out.
Darian is
stretch.
visibly upset by the fact that they're just like wasting this much product.
Yeah, and this would be hours and hours of work for someone to make this red carpet every You see haphazardly above his head is a crown not made for him that sits at an awkward angle. As you see, he sits down, looks about the court for a few moments, and then, without a particular word, just gestures to Atasha. You see she takes a few steps in front of the king. So she says, King will now hear your concerns. And you see he says, but first, some business. Great heroes have come to us, and most fortunately rid us of our sewer, of our monster lurking beneath the depths. Would you please step forward, Mythmaker's Union? And you see she gestures to the middle of this great circle.
Step forward.
As you walk up the stairs, because this is not a short journey, you're travelling like 100 foot nearly over these steps, and you realise that these 4 great statues, these are all, 10 feet tall. Their spears are all pointed to you as you're in the middle of here. All of the knights above the high level all have bows at their sides, spears in their hands. You are in the palm of whoever is in control of this room. No hostility detected.
Make like a nice polite bow or whatever. Can I use my
give us a society check. See what the appropriate.
Can I cast guidance on myself as we walk into that circle?
What's normal for this sort of situation?
It says just target.
Yep, you can do that.
Society.
Yes.
I will let you use class law if it's higher than society.
It's not.
Alright, cool.
24,
awesome. You think bow, probably like knee on the floor is what you would expect would be appropriate.
Okay, I do that.
Yeah. Do you follow suit? Sure.
Mordred's like almost on the edge of having a panic attack, and is just kind of tentatively bows down.
Gisela?
I didn't get to where I am by...
Gisela looks on either side. This appears to be the done thing. She takes one knee and bows deeply.
You see the king. A voice of this, not just gravel, but growl and heat in their breath, says, "Rise."
She gets up.
As you see, Atasha continues speaking and says, "These bold heroes have done us a great, great service. With their help, they have slain the terrible creature that roamed
Mordred
our
grimaces.
depths, that stole our pets, murdered your children. And it is with our great thanks that they have ended this threat. From the goodness of our great lord's heart, we award them 500 silver as a token of our thanks." And you see, very dramatically, on a velvet pillow carried by 2 servants on a palanquin style thing, they bring you a coin purse that's walked, all the way down, up the hall, all the way around you, and then all the way to you, waiting for one of you to grab it.
Mordred does not reach for it.
Do I reach for it? I was going to say, I will deliberately not reach for it immediately, like I'm hungry for the money. It's more of oh, thank you, and then slow, take it.
You see, she says, "Mythmaker's Union, would you care to share a few words of your heroic deeds with the court?"
Sure, I will. Unless you want. Well, you see, it was a simple affair. We were down in the sewers and jumped in some boats, got attacked by kobolds. We knew that where kobolds in there, so was something much bigger. Turned a corner and they were worshipping the thing. They are fairly stupid, though, and we politely asked them to leave us so we could slay their master, and they agreed for some reason. Then the battle ensued. One of ours was turned to stone, and we managed to get enough blood that by dripping the still alive carcass of this basilisk on him to get him at least unturned, but he has stone sickness. That's not why he's not here with us today. Another one of our party members.
I messaged him in his head and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Another one of our party members was in the jaws of the beast for quite some time, but
There's a gasp of the cords.
I remained largely unscathed as as well.
You see,
I did what I needed to do.
Carlos Valanth offers you the end of that sentence and says, "The spellcaster's privilege."
Exactly.
Can you give me a performance check, please?
Can I aid
This
in
is
this?
going to count as your make an impression against the king.
God.
You have a hero point if you want.
No, I don't. Oh, or are you giving me one?
Oh no, sorry, I'm
No, I don't.
not quite yet.
What is this? The
Performance.
Can I aid in this? No.
Because it's make an impression, I'm afraid.
Is that not diplomacy?
No. So usually it is. In this case, because you're introducing it with a story.
Can I have my pet aid me?
Absolutely, pet can you? I'll allow that.
Okay.
How does is it midnight?
The jaws of the beast! The jaws of the beast!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Like when I say like he got turned to stone, he was rock solid. You know, like all the like subtle like jibes.
Mhm.
Oh, she was in the jaws of the beast. She passed out a few times.
No, absolutely.
Drizella takes
from
one step to
that
the
was
side
14 for the
away
performance.
from this. Like,
Not quite enough for a help action.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
not
So your performance check,
nothing to
and-
do with me.
14.
14.
Not very good.
You see Carlos like traces a finger through these well-woven claw marks on the thing. Huge claws coming across it. Seems relatively uninteresting. You see Atasha.
I was exaggerating a little bit.
You see Atasha waits a moment to see if he has anything to say, and then says, "Thank you. You have done us a great service. Because of their bravery and the foresight and she doesn't pause. I do. Foresight and wit of our great king. The curfew is now lifted. We shall spread the word. All are free to roam the city at night as it is now
That was
safe."
the reason for the
So there's very much a clap throughout the course.
Mordred raises his hand as if to speak.
Definitely the not done thing, but I love it. You see, she says, "Yes, Mordred."
He steps forward and he says, if I may speak, many people lost children and those who are dear to them as a result of this beast. Would you, our king, be gracious enough to grant some coffers to those who lost people? Or could some of our income go to the families of those who lost their loved ones?
Give me a diplomacy check.
He is
Giving
very awkward
away
and
our
shaky.
money again.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 27.
There are only 4 of us now. We could give away 100 silver and still split it.
He's
That's
bowed,
the problem,
he's bowed
you
on one
see.
knee.
I've got the...
You see, Atasha looks over to Carlos, to King
Not yet.
King Ben. You see, he looks over the three of you in turn and replies, "I have given to him from our treasury. What you do with it is yours."
Thank you.
And you
I
see,
shuffle
gives
back.
a small nod as if to
I go to say, like, an additional, but
Drizella just reaches out
Mhm.
a hand and just... No, she doesn't pull Mordred. She just, like, puts her hand on Mordred's shoulder
Mm.
and bows deeply and goes, "Thank you,
Mm.
King."
Give me a Arcana check. If you're trained, you can attempt it as well. I don't think
Oh,
either of you are
yeah.
trained.
I'm
Arcana.
rolling so bad.
Do I recognise
could
what
use
kind
haggle.
of
13.
creature this is?
Sorry, 15.
That would be tricky.
It's a
I'll
3
tell
on
you,
the
I can
die,
make-
but
I
still
can make a
15.
secret check for you if you want to.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I can't tell what the skill is because it would reveal. You're going to make a secret check to tell you what they are.
Yeah.
Although what I can do, if I... So am I getting like an inkling of a magic-y vibe?
Probably I should have
15.
made that a secret check. What are you, 15?
Mhm.
That will be enough. Just give me 2 seconds to check something else with Gisela.
Oh no, it's only presence rooms.
What you get is they're definitely mechanically, they don't count as humanoid,
Mm-hmm.
they don't count as animal or beast,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't count as like aberration or they don't count as construct. So what that tells you is it's something quite obscure. They are very, and you can see this like the way that their muscles and bones connection isn't quite what you'd expect of them. There are wings that join into the same connection as the shoulder, and it just all sits strangely. It shouldn't move the way it does, but yet it works fine. It's some combination of magic and physiology and strange. It's odd. It's unique.
Yep. Okay.
It reminds you probably most closely of
They're a bit melted from
maybe the creature, in that it's definitely not undead, but the creature was a construct. This seems almost like what Victor was trying to do. This is a very different life. With that 15, you see the beast can very lazily casts a spell as they're sitting there. 15, I don't think you know what the spell is. No, you don't know what the spell is, unfortunately. But it's enough to swap the spell.
So he casts a spell. Is he to what? Is he to leave or not?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what my check was.
A nod as if to dismiss you and then cast a spell.
Could I consider this creature through the lens of occultism from my dedication, which is you are plagued by sporadic anatomical rearrangements which grant you insight into other creatures with unusual anatomy.
Definitely.
You become trained in occultism and ooze lore. It's not really an oozy creature by the looks of it.
It's not ooze, but I will definitely give you occultism. So usually you have to use a different skill for this creature. You can use occultism.
Thank you. So I don't mind if you. So I can just roll occult.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things like recall knowledge or to try to work out information about them.
60. So 23.
23.
For weird anatomy check.
Yeah. This seems to match exactly the story you've heard. This thing was human.
Yeah.
Through months, years of various spells and enchantments and tinkering, they have changed their body. Usually that's really difficult to do long-term change magically. They've done a lot. You think something like this has to have some sort of fast healing property. It has to be constantly healing very quickly. That presents a challenge for you in terms of the fight.
Yes.
I mean, he looks super scared.
I will tell you with a 23, or 28, whatever you got.
23.
23. You think that the fast healing is some sort of magical property that allows all of this to work.
Okay. I say in Mordred's head.
Real quick, you casting a spell while you're in front of everyone?
No,
Cool.
I wouldn't do it in here.
Yeah, cool.
On the way home, once we're out of here. Yes.
Could I cast Read Fate?
You can, is it a spell?
Go for it. You cast the spell.
What are the properties of
Give
this?
me 2 seconds. It's not showing up on my screen. Because it's not on my sheet.
No, I would tell Mordred about what I can discern
It's
about this
not
creature,
a spell.
but not
it
in
says
here.
Uncommon Cleric, Concentrate, Focus, Manipulate, Prediction.
Focus ability. Cool, go ahead.
My eyes flashed for a second, and I'd like to do it on the Beast King.
Unfortunately, the spell fails again. Unlucky rolls. It's a
That's
60 killer sometimes.
That's a Mordred. So it's lower than a 6.
Slow. Yeah, bad rolls. Anyone want to do anything else while you're here in front of this world?
Can I?
I don't think it'll work.
Are there any servants there?
That's good. They're right beside.
So general
I take
level
my
spell.
share of the coin,
Mm-hmm.
and I hand a coin to each servant in the court.
Mordred!
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm giving my money.
Mordred!
Your money
Any
hasn't been given to
diplomacy
you yet. I've
make
got
it-
it.
I take it from you. Presumably there's 3 little bags, right?
Nope, there's one bag with 500 silver.
Do you mind if I take my share?
I'll give you 100 gold.
You saying I can count
100
out
silver.
100 silver?
I just take
Well,
a handful.
No.
Like roughly 100.
Just grab a handful. Yep. For
5 check.
yeah. Perception.
Can I just read the room here?
Yeah.
In terms of quite how big a faux pas is this? Is this on the
It's a
scale
repeat of
of...
the pirates.
Is this
you
the
said
pirate
you're, like,
scale or
Giving
bigger
money
than
to
the
the
pirate
people that
scale?
weren't affected at all by this thing.
No, I'm just
I'm
giving it
grading
to
it on the
people who do
pirate
artwork.
faux pas.
Are you giving it to servants?
Yes.
I'm grading this against the pirate faux pas. Bigger
Which
or...
was the pirate folk?
Oh, where he did this to the pirates and gave
Oh,
them all
yes.
the money. Go, well, we've been given all this money, I'm going to share it with you. And they all went, what the
That's
fuck?
Yeah, it's
That,
also my union rep. Yeah.
yes, that is in the scale
enough
of...
Sailors.
In the
Great.
scale of faux pas,
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
where's this one set?
Yeah.
Is the vibe check I'm running.
Give us perception. You can also
Okay.
use society if you like.
Mordred
Darren, I'll
thinks
let you make
this is
this
all
check as a
grotesque,
class
and he
four.
feels really sorry for the
No, I
servants.
don't think I've got any society if
Oh,
that's
good
any use.
society.
No. So that's 17.
21.
17, 21. You don't know exactly what the fallout's going to be. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
definitely worse.
Oh, God.
And then as the last person, I'll like 10 or so people, I assume. And then the last one I give to Lumiere.
Linnea's not moving.
Oh, I thought they came.
Linnea's waiting outside the door.
Oh, I keep the last one for Lumiere then. And then I give a little bow.
Wonderful. You see.
That's Big B's portion.
Oh, that
You see then gives like a gesture of the hand, and you feel you're dismissed.
I bow
Mhm.
and then walk out with my hand on Mordred's back.
Wonderful. Can you make an impression check with a -2 penalty? Can you do so with a -4 penalty?
Make an impression.
That's diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Oh, yay.
See, this is my strong suit.
-2.
I'm going to let them go ahead
Mhm.
and then walk behind
12.
them.
That was a 27, but now 23.
Lovely.
12.
Lovely.
Have I even given anybody any money?
You're just that dislikable.
Oh, yeah, no, I get major negative penalties for basically having my anatomy spontaneously rearranging itself.
And it probably does put a lot of people off.
Oh, I think as I turn one rogue rib, because like Eldmit's not like 100% the best seamstress, like
breaks through
no,
the
yeah, just sort of
interior.
pokes out.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
Oh, I
God,
hate it.
poke it back in again.
You see everyone squirm in the
Yeah,
court
that.
except for the bird person, Lord Patron, Natasha, and Kim.
Okay,
They all hold still.
everybody else squirms.
As you're walking out behind you, hear the
Right.
voice of Natasha in your head. As you hear, our most noble and generous king begs a private audience with you tonight.
Oh,
He asks that you would dine with him.
Very well.
Come alone, do not bring anyone.
But I do not wish to.
And you'll head out.
Okay.
So it's probably
Well,
about
that went better than expected.
I go, please, can I have my 100 silver before
Yeah, you can
Mordred
have it.
spends it?
How many gold?
And can
silver do
we
you
put
think I
Big
probably
B,
can?
Big B's
We'll
on
just
one
assume
side?
Big B has 100, just for argument's sake. And you gave away
Right.
100 and then we have 100 each?
Yep.
Or
15.
15.
Yeah.
Yes, so not
Are
that.
you giving away the rest of that 100?
I will eventually, but I'll take it for now.
Cool. So
I've
you've
given
got
you... Well, actually,
85.
can we have... So how many did you give away?
15.
Well, can we keep 50... Can I keep 50 and you keep the other 35 and I'll give it to...
Wait, so I only get 35?
You get...
That's what
No,
happens
no.
when you give a bunch of it away.
No, you get 100
Yeah.
and 35, but
Yeah.
the 35's for the poor. And then I'll give to the poor...
Oh, bug in your mouth?
Ah!
I get a drink or something. Oh, there it is.
Uh,
Ah!
Oh, that's nasty.
Did it jump in a mouth?
protein.
No!
Mm,
Did it jump in a mouth?
I think so. Something did.
Sit down on the floor.
I saw something landed there, but it actually looked like a leaf or something, and it just fell off his dress or something. Wonderful.
You know how I go to trivia on every Thursday night? And did I tell you about the box that they have every week to do the 10 items in the box? You put your hand in and get 30 seconds every week.
Oh, that's rough. That's cool.
So the idea is that it goes up by $50 a week until someone gets all 10 items correct.
That's awesome.
So they just won the box tonight for the first time ever. They've been doing it for 2 years.
So that's like what? That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Oh no, like other people have won the box.
Oh,
But it usually gets to about $600 or something before
That's
it
awesome.
gets taken.
That's so fun.
Anyway, where were we?
Are you okay?
Yes, it flew into my mouth. and I just tasted like
Bug.
dirt. It was so gross.
Ooh.
Continue.
That sounds like a cool spell.
Gross. Darian's been invited to a private audience with the king to dine
Yep.
with him.
And how much money are we getting each?
135, 150.
Okay, cool. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I'm just gonna give 50 to like the biggers or like people
The
who are
families?
The beggars.
Yeah. Just like
But you didn't have the
small
audacity to do that in front of the king.
folk. Of course not.
It's only performative, you know.
I actually have some intelligence.
They were the king's
That's why I bow
servants.
to him
They
as
are
well.
paid.
I
You
don't
insulted
know about that.
him
I
in
don't
front
know
of
about that.
his people. Mordred.
So it's about
Mordred.
2 o'clock.
She knows nothing.
Ooh,
Obviously, at
I
dinner
found a
time,
dice.
you're expected to come to that meeting. Things you could look at doing next. You
Do I know your history?
Mother.
Not really. We can talk about it tonight if you want. Sorry.
No, go.
No. I was just curious if I knew enough to tell the king anything, if need be,
Probably.
about your history.
Would you like to ask Mordred?
Here are the things you would know. You know that Morgana Le Fay is Mordred's mother.
Okay.
You would have heard of Morgana Le Fay because you've studied magic.
Mm.
They were the prodigal mage of an age. They were they were an Einstein basically. They were incredibly magical. Give me an occultism check. See what else you got about Morgana Le Fay.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. 24.
Trained under Merlin is said to be the only person to have trained under Mab and Titania, the 2 fake queens. Usually that's a one or the other deal.
Yeah, you don't they like
Hey,
generally
teacher,
knock
then.
it along unless they have
Hate
to? Yeah.
turns terribly. What'd you say? 20.
24.
24. You would have always heard about her kind of talk about in the past tense, and then you haven't heard much about her in the last 30 years or so.
You also know she's one of the Pendragons, so
Oh, yeah.
the ruling family of Camelot.
So she's got us. Yeah. I would know that quite.
Because
quite
that's Mother Gothel talked about that.
I'll also remind you, Drizella, you've got that too, so you can talk with Mother Gothel if you want. So, in terms of things to do between now and dinner, you could go over to Mimsy and talk with the twin
Ren.
sister of Natasha, Mother Ren. You could head up to Frumius Tower, see what's going on there. You
So
could
we need
go
rest.
to the Watchers Guild Hall, or you could just rest. I have no preference that you're not in any sort of countdown clock at the moment.
I've got no spell slots.
I
You also-
say in Mordred's head. Now we're out of the thing.
Well, that went well, I think.
No, Mordred, that was a disaster. But what I was going to, so the Beast King, he has been magically altered. I mean, I do some classy surgery, but he has had more work done than many. And much of it magically altered. He is no longer person, nor beast, nor construct. He is class unto himself. I think he heals rapidly. Anyone who has had that much work needs to be able to heal themselves. He would be a dangerous foe. I would suggest not embarrassing him in front of his court.
I wasn't embarrassing. I was just...
Do you remember the sailors when you gave them money and then you were like, "We've been given loads of money, so I'm going to share it with you." And they were like, "Why have you got loads of money? And why have we not been given the money?" And you remember that? You remember that bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't give away the money without thinking about it. It's that situation, Mordred. It's that situation again. Hold on to the money, and then we can work out, if you want to, how to give away the money to the best people in the best way. If you want to get rid of it, maybe not in court to the king's people.
Okay. But they
also-
look like they're not being treated well. I was talking to
Again,
Matt.
bringing that to the attention of the king in front of all his loyal subjects probably maybe questioning his authority in his place of power.
But
I don't know. Maybe that's not the best idea, but what do I know? What do I know?
Also,
It's not my strong point. I can stitch you back together again if he kills you. Maybe.
Didn't you say that you were going to give them to the families of the victims?
Yeah.
Rather than just a few random servants?
Yeah. People are already being paid.
Mordred gets wailed on.
Mordred's like, Mordred, if you want to give away money, it's like if
Mordred
you want.
starts to get a little bit teary.
Oh, bless
like,
it,
he's on
Mordred. If you want to give away money, that's fine.
It's just going to be the campaign where we just lecture Mordred every day.
It's like, Mordred, if you
Yeah,
want to
I
give
think it
away
is.
money, that's fine. I have no problem with you giving away your money, but maybe you just need to find the right charity. Like, find the right.
But
You
my
know,
mother always said
For
that
God's
charities.
sake, please stop giving money to the Red Cross. Sorry, to Lifeline.
Salvation Army.
Salvation Army.
Please stop giving money to the Salvation
Yeah,
Army.
whichever one
just
is-
give it to World Vision instead.
Yeah.
I'll say,
Giving alms to the king's employees suggests that the king is either not paying them adequately or is maybe mistreating them.
but he is mistreating them and underpaying them.
So, here's what we do. We overthrow the king.
Well, yeah, but
If
in the
I
meantime,
might make a polite suggestion to
Oh, Livet.
perhaps these... Oh, thank you. Perhaps these conversations are best had in one's room.
I was having all of my conversation in his head.
Oh, for sure. And then suddenly Darian jumps in with, we overthrow the king.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was having all of
thank
my
you.
conversation was in
we,
Mordred's
we
head.
walk to the
Very deliberately, not out loud.
I'll say to Darian, I say,
Mordred might have
I'm
responded
gonna,
out
I'm
loud.
gonna give it to the families. I saw them and they looked so oppressed and sad, and I couldn't help myself. I wanted them to get something. It's not fair that we got that for doing essentially nothing. We just ended up there by mistake.
Here, sir, and you see Lydia passes your hot towel.
I look at it strangely.
For Sir's eyes.
Have you walked around any clearing recently? You see hundreds of people like this every day.
Yeah,
In a much worse case than the servants in this place.
they're not all living under the thumb of a dictator.
Okay, Mordred. When we were in the sewer.
Yep.
With the 5 statues.
Yep.
And we had to decide which of the 5 statues we might want to save. And you chose the most poor and oppressed with the rag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As being more worthy of saving.
They weren't more worthy of saving. You made me choose.
Yes. Yes. I am making you choose who you give your money to.
Okay.
Choose the most poor. Were the people in that hall waving rags
What's
and
the
broom
crow?
handles? Or did they look
crow.
like they might have a job? I know they don't
Crow's
like their job.
tennis balling.
I know they don't like their job. I know they hate their job. I know that they would like another job. But do they technically have a job? There are people out here dying in fields with no job at all.
The crow
That
nods.
that silver could buy them food or
The crow
bread.
nods.
Good.
The
Yes.
servants here get fed.
But
and
We'll
they
find
live
some
in
of them
force.
The
and
crow
you
shakes
can
its
give
head.
them silver.
But maybe the silver could give these servants hope.
The crow shakes its head.
Or get them executed for embarrassing their lord.
The crow nods.
I promise.
Can the
that
crow
I'll
be
give it to
permanent?
them.
How about,
Oh, yeah.
is it better to give them 1 silver piece or condemn them all to death for insurrection?
You see Lumiere says, I certainly know what I would choose. And returns to you the silver.
I'm sorry.
If Madame is forcing a choice, I would much rather make it clear. If it is all the same to you, you so.
However, there will be
Dutifully
poor.
standing in the corner.
There will be poor who cannot even buy food for their children or put bread on the plates of their families. Silver would go much further in their houses.
The raven, the crow shakes its head.
See, the crow agrees.
The crow shakes it.
Mordred just puts the silver back in and says, I'm sorry, I guess I just failed to...
Mordred, you
Right.
are.
Rolled again.
The crow nods. A long
He
nod.
just turns away and says, I'm sorry, I couldn't do
Mordred?
something more worthy, and just walks towards the
The
bedroom.
crow flaps in front of you and then nods.
Oh!
And the crow then goes,
Mordred walks into the room, like, closes the door, pulls the curtain across, and just lies in bed under the blanket.
oh. The crow comes and snuggles next to you. Again, cold and uncomforting. Snuggle's actually the wrong
You
word. It
see-
just
you-
places its
You
body
hear
against
just
you.
little sobs every once in a while.
So, in addition to all those other things you could do, you've also got the mirror that you know you can contact Bloody Mary
I
or
want to do one more thing.
and you've got the Tooth to Mother Gothel. Yeah.
I'm going to give Lumina
Mordred's morals get
from
you.
my purse.
Lumiere says, Sir is too kind. What am I doing for this?
Mordred goes here
For
and
your-
points for morals.
I'm trying my best.
What's it called? Your
Discretion?
discretion of our conversations.
Sir is too kind. I am, as it is, silenced. And he takes the 5 silver bread. Will there be anything else, sir?
That is
Very well, sir. Do you tell the rest of the party about the offer for dinner?
definitely not Mordred.
Lovely.
I might tell Gisela at some point.
Mhm.
When Mordred's not around.
Lovely.
Mordred's under a blanket.
Mordred's having a little breakdown.
Drizella sits
You now are in my
On
like
the
book
corridor
of people not to tell anything to.
outside Mordred's room and propped against the door frame. And just sits there, listening to Mordred sob on the other side of the door. But just sits guard at Mordred's door.
That's nice.
She's going to go to sleep, but you know she's not actually doing a great job of guarding. But that she,
That's still nice.
yeah,
Is anyone-
occasionally she almost feels bad, but she still thinks that she's been overarchingly protective to Mordred before Mordred accidentally dies.
Does anyone want to do anything before dinner?
Yeah, I want to talk to Gisela.
Yeah.
And be like, I need to make sure my story is ironclad if they ask about why we're going to the ball, what our invites are, who sent us.
I'll remind you that your invites list the Sala Farsight as your friend and who's invited you. The Sala Farsight is the local wise, the local cunning, the local witch. You've not yet seen her, though you imagine you could go meet her if you wanted to, before dinner.
Before dinner, I will go and meet her.
Anyone else coming?
To see the Sala.
Hmm.
If someone comes and gets me,
I'll knock on the door.
Or
Are you
not.
telling me that's where you're planning to go?
Yeah, because I want to make sure that like I have
I'll-
the details before we just
I'll knock on the door and go, Mordred, we're planning to go and see Drusilla, the witch. There may be poor people en route you can give money to.
Mordred just peeks his head out and he says, Are you sure I can give them money?
The crow shakes its head.
Yes.
As long as it's your money.
He grabs his cloak and then comes running out.
Wonderful. Lumiere says, shall I direct you to
The poor people, yes.
to the poor or to the cunning?
To our dear friend Giselle.
The Sala, I'm sure.
Giselle. I got like a crush.
Of course, sir. To your good friend Vasal. This way. You see, he
He's like super sus.
The other good friend, yes.
you see, he leads you through quite a way to the back of the castle, and then up
Oh,
and
my
up
goodness.
and up this tower, up and up and up and up and up and up to the very top. You see at the top, you see there is the symbol of the Hag's Coven, this triple tied knot. You've got one somewhere here. You've got a favour from the Hag Covens you can still cash in.
Da-da-da.
Don't rush, there we go. The
No.
symbol of the thrice triple covenant of Kruthic. Knocking on the door, calling out, what's your plan?
What's the name now?
Vasala.
Is
Vasala,
there
sir.
is Lumiere still here?
Lumiere's standing there politely.
Vasala.
Why is Lumiere still here?
You see
Would I know that there's a way that hags would do greetings?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I've got a hag law.
Yeah.
It's a hag law check. See what you've got.
Instead of knocking, going Vasala. No, I don't think I'll.
Vasala?
11.
Vasala?
You knock as well and go Vasala.
Vasala?
Would we come in for some tea?
You see the door opens up, and you see inside this beautiful tent, beautiful witch's den, 3 levels high, big like central clear part in the middle, stairway that wraps around, and another room on the top level, so 4 stories at least. And you see up on the 2nd story, bubbling cauldron, shelves of potion ingredients, bowls, mortars, pestles. You are in. This is a great little spot.
I am gonna try and make an impression with this lady.
Another floor seems to be, large bookshelves and that sort of thing. There's quite a humble bed with, side table. What looks to be an ever-burning candle next to it. There's just a candle of crystal sits with a flame at the end of it. And you see up on the 3rd floor, various desks and studies and that sort of thing. You see the bookshelf. Just occasionally a book will pull out, move to a different spot, and insert itself. It seems to be self-moving, sorting. And you see. Sitting quite relaxed in a chair,
It's no fun.
large, almost like feathery flowing coat of like a bear maybe, not actually feathers, but big patches of fur in this really wide coat, golden bangles all around them, tattoos around her eyes, long plaited black hair, is Vasala Eversight. She's not a very happy looking person. She's got a little bit more of a smile than that picture, but bird skull in the hair, twine around it, very tactile, lots of buckles and bits and clips all on her outfit. She's not in the kind of uniform you'd expect of a cunning woman. And you see, as you enter, you see she says, "Ah, my dear friends, come, join me. Sit. I was just brewing us a small tea." And you see she then reaches into the pot, and outside of this large cauldron is a teapot. When she reaches in, pulls out several glasses that just hover in the air as if there were a table there. And she pours 4 glasses. And then
I will
puts
look
them
at
on the table.
Lumiere and be like, "We will be some time. You do not need to wait for us."
I shall return to the quarters.
Thank you.
My lord. My lady. And turns and heads down the stairs. So you see she says, "Come in, come in." Do you
We going?
I
You head
assume
on
you've
in.
been brought up to speed on why we're here.
You see, she says, "Indeed, the words have reached my ears. One moment, if you would." You see, she closes the door, and you see, as she does, this whooping of light, like a heat wave, stretches over from it. Anyone who wants to do an occultism check?
Would hag law also work?
No, this is a spell, specifically.
28.
28. This is a non-detection rule, so no one can scry into this room. And you see, she says, "I understand you've been sent by our mutual friend."
Mother Gothel.
Indeed. So she says, "I've heard through the grapevine." So she pulls back and you see one of her teeth, yellow, jagged, crooked, much like the one that sits in Drizella's mouth. "I've heard through the grapevine that I am to help you with our problem."
Yes.
And so she says, "Tea." And so she pours you tea. You see, out for you pours briar tea. Out for you pours this warm chai-infused herbal mixture. I imagine Drizella, and out for
Black
Drizella pours
coffee.
black coffee. All the same teapot. So she puts it down. You see,
Just an assassin's teapot.
I give it a little sniff. Does it smell
I
like
actually want to buy one of those one day.
Assassin's teapot. Yeah, you can get them quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just pour Coke for one person and iced tea for someone else or something, and then just see the curious faces. You know?
It'll make a good party trick. You see, she puts down the teapot and says, "Now, I'm sure you've been given the beginnings of the story, but there is one crucial element that you do not know. I can help you if you feel the best move is to reinstate the Iranians. I can aid you there. If you wish to conduct your business during the ball, I would happily help you also. I am of a mind to see the beast forward. though there are many who share that in this blade, the most powerful here do not. And it is through their influence that they keep the others in line.
Are you talking about the barons?
The barons are one, Atasha is another. She is much more important than she lets on. She oversees the day-to-day functions of the blade. Though it is Carlos Venth who makes the decisions, she is the practical leader.
Could you tell us anything about a wizard
Yeah.
who used to be a court mage here 6-7 years ago?
I was going to say there is another piece that has recently come onto the board.
We put your shogi kind of down, just saying.
Yeah. No, mine's the pawn, not the shipples.
You see, she says,
Listen, man.
6 years ago, I believe that would have been Marlowe. He was a nice man. He disappeared sometime before Karloff's arrival. I assume he was finally worked out how to do some divination and skip town.
A misadventure with a basilisk.
I think he had no divination skills of any description, would be my guess.
He was great of mind and short of foresight. I myself try to be a middle place of both. If he's back, he could be very useful. You've met the king this afternoon?
Yes.
Yes.
And I am to go to dinner with him tonight.
You're what?
You weren't supposed to hear that. Karen.
You see the seller says, that is odd. And you see she kind of thinks through it and says, does he know you are a spellcaster?
Yes.
He might. Who knows?
He may seek your aid on a project he's been involved in. In his possession is a very powerful ring. He will
The
likely...
ring of objectification.
Yes. Yes, indeed. How did you know?
It was just mentioned by Mother Gothel.
Oh, very well then. Well, yes, in his possession is the ring of objectification. He seeks to unlock its true power. He will
To
likely...
make an army, correct?
Potentially. There are, in fact, worse things yet he could do. While he could use it to turn an army of objects into people, he could also turn a great deal of people into objects. I think this king would be as content ruling over... I think this king would be as content ruling over toy soldiers.
God, this all
and
makes
toy
sense
people
now.
as flesh and blood.
He has the capability to turn people into items.
It's alright, they've all got an extra silver piece though.
I'm just like...
You see, she says,
It will help them when they're candlesticks.
you should earnestly try to help him. If you could do what he is seeking, it would be a miracle in and of itself. Meaning no disrespect to you, of course, but it is a very challenging problem.
I have a small amount of skill, but not
So, help him as best you can. Keep your truth close to him.
The reason for my visit primarily is to make sure that our relationship with each other is well known to the court, and that the invites we have to the ball have some semblance of truth to them.
You see, she nods and she says, of course. I mainly know you. We met at the University of Reims 2 years ago, and we've been in touch through mail since.
Yes.
Yes?
And I heard you also are an avid potion maker,
You see,
which
she
we've
looks
shared
around.
much knowledge about.
Indeed, yes.
Yes.
Incidentally, you'd be welcome to relieve yourself of my stock while you're here.
Yes, I would like to try some things while I'm in town.
You see, she nods.
We're at an understanding there.
You see, she says, just to clarify, you mentioned Marlowe, the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
He's returned?
He is hiding. He was turned to stone. He has said he
By
will
his
help
own
us in any
basilisk.
way
Good.
he can if we wish to overthrow the kingdom.
Marlowe
I do not
would
know
be-
what his inner thoughts are about that, but he seems like he would.
Marlowe would be useful. He could likely help you with the king's healing ability. Marlowe would be the type of wizard we need to prevent that. An expert in transmutation. If you could get him in the room when you confront the king, he could likely
I
hold
have
that
transmutation.
healing.
Are you right?
Yes. I just didn't want to miss stuff. Did I miss anything?
Maybe. That's fine.
Velasco reckons that if you could get Marlowe in the same room as the king, Marlowe could probably hold his quick healing,
Ooh.
which would
And,
help you a lot.
and also, I get free reign on the alchemy station. So.
Cool.
Do you have any books in your library that might help us understand more about the king's makeup?
What he has done is not. What
Do
he has
you know
done
much
does not
of it?
belong. And you see she kind of rubs her jaw. So she says, my opinion differs here too. I think he did something much worse than what others believe. I know the university's story is that a spell went wrong. I think he made a very, very dark deal with something.
Well, given the seed inside him, anything is possible.
You see, she says, yes, though I think that came afterwards.
What do you think he did a deal with?
Something that is older than names.
Something that is older than hairs.
Older than names.
Oh, than name.
So she says, there are forces of magic at the edge of consciousness, at the edge of mind. Creatures that we glimpse just as we drift between wake and sleep.
The Hat Man.
Dead gods of old. Some call them the Sluotodon.
I can see
the gods are not as permanent as something. And what is left of those that were becomes the Slu, the dead gods. I think he may do this, but it is hard to tell. Regardless, what he is not something I know much about, and not something anyone knows much about.
I think it unlikely that the king would want Marlowe to just walk into the palace.
You see, she nods.
Is there?
I know you
Illusion
teleport.
spell?
He can teleport. I don't know whether he can teleport into the palace.
You see, she says, that would be quite a feat for him, from my understanding.
Mm.
I've seen him teleport with help before, but that was more into a city somewhere. I think he lacks the precision.
Do you have ways of maybe
He lacks
disguising him?
precision generally.
Nothing about the king is not see-through instantly. I would suggest a much more simple solution. A distraction. Something very big, very loud, so it demands the king's attention.
I would prefer if we demanded the wizard's attention somewhere that is not with the king.
Oh, the other wizard,
Who's the
Yeah.
other wizard?
Natasha.
Natasha.
You see, she says, that would be possible. She often sees Donatus personally in the villages. You could find her on the road if you were willing to.
Can we
I
still
just don't want to fight them both
contact
at the same time.
That would be a challenge.
Frankenstein's monster?
Yes.
He would be a big distraction on the edge of this place.
I don't think he could get here in time.
I mean, you got here in... Oh, no, yeah. He's on the other side of
He's
the
on the
ocean.
other side of the ocean.
You see, she says, I don't know what your motives are. I would see this glade restored to you and your family. They were very good to my parents. And time was very difficult for us.
Okay.
My
Could
motives
you
are
win
always.
over or eliminate the barons? You could start a revolt. That would be a grand distraction.
I have seen a small amount of this glade so far, and it is quieter than
We
most,
should have kept the
especially
baskets
with
and just let it out the sewer.
the small folk.
These are
They
shadows.
seem very quiet and cautious.
Those who have seen fire are most careful when they tend to flame. Those who have seen wildfire are most careful when they tend to flame.
I think it's high time these people had their revolution, took back their own lands.
You see she nods.
What do you know of our
You could pay
Cajun
for a
division?
revolution.
The caged, the old leader's son,
Revolutions are not
You
all.
see she says,
Hmm?
poor Tristan.
Also,
He led the last attempt at revolution. Him and his uncle. He's kept there as a reminder for what happens if we lose.
Is the cage magically protected in any way? Or
it is.
You see she nods, she says,
Could-
lesser
could-
magic would not pass through it.
Could we get him out somehow or not?
I expect a good lockpick might do the trick. The guards around it would be the bigger problem. I believe his uncle is also still in this glade somewhere, though I know not where. He's doing something to evade, likely to evade the king's sight, but also it prevents fire. If you could find him, you could stand a greater chance again.
Do we know of anywhere here that might be able to evade the king's sight?
You see, she says, likely he has some sort of magic disguise. Look for someone who keeps odd rituals, disappears at regular times like the full moon or the high tide, or who wears an odd artifact, a large pendant, or something similar.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just clicked as to why the king knows I'm spellcaster.
Yeah.
Because I said I didn't take any damage. No,
Yeah.
it's the spellcaster.
And he said the spellcasters.
Yeah, and I nodded. I'm sorry. Okay.
You see, she then gestures to her own hands and said, or someone with tattoo designs may also be who you're looking for.
Which of the barons is most likely to come to our cause, if any at all?
You see, she says, it is difficult. You see, Baron Dorov of Mimsy. He cares for money.
I thought Mimsy was the one that he put in. Or was...
Let me check that.
It's loads of people.
No, he cares. So he installed Mimsy.
He installed two.
Yeah, he installed Mimsy and Kalu, so the ogre and the trader, Baron Dorov. You see, she says Baron Dorov cares mostly for money, and that is what he is here for.
Okay.
He manages the exports and the farm goods.
I think
He
there's
makes a
others who
small
deserve
fortune.
more money from that line.
So she says, next I would probably say is Baron Anton, even though he did betray the Iranians when the Beast King arrived. He is fickle, I think. He is very scared. So, the least likely to aid you willingly is Baron Drasik, the ogre. He's a very violent thing. But his respect can be earned
In what ways?
Combat?
through force greater than his own. If you were to achieve a great feat of strength or battle prowess, he may be willing to aid you. It is said that the king beat him in single combat, and that is how he won his loyalty.
Yeah, I ain't been in a single combat.
You see, she says there is also the small village of Uffish. Uffish is controlled by old man Eustace Mork. He's a local well-renowned, but there are few soldiers there and little in the way that would help in the rebellion. But he may be a good man to have on side, regardless if you find yourselves willing.
So pretty much win everyone over in the glade, and then we might have a chance.
You see, she says, to speak plainly, you could also remove them from the glade. If the barons were dead and you moved quickly, their armies would not have time to muster. They would be useless in the fight.
Well, we want to avoid that at all costs.
That may be difficult in starting a revolution, but yes.
We need
There is
big
another way. Stabby to the king's chest without getting anyone else involved.
He will heal himself.
Without the wizard.
We need the aid of
You need the wizard as well.
To be clear, and Mordred, you would know this, your fast healing is part of your oracle curse. So with fast healing, what you would need to do is get him down to 0 hit points and then get off 3 hits on him before he gets back to his turn, or he'll just come back up. Not with a lot of hit points, but with enough to do stuff. Yeah. So yeah, fast healing is start of your turn, end of your turn?
Start of your turn.
Start of your turn, you get a certain number of hit points back. So for Mordred, it's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drizella, you know it's at least double that for the king. Probably more. So it's possible to kill it without disabling the fast healing, but difficult.
Get into it.
It's okay. We're not trying to kill him. We just need him incapacitated so we can take him to Mother Gothel.
Are you mad?
Mad? No. This is out of character. This is what we agreed on. We're taking him to Mother Gothel to cut the heart out.
You've got that scroll of teleportation. He needs to be either unconscious or dead for that to work. I don't actually remember you all agreeing on that.
Oh, okay.
I know Mordred was like, this is the plan, but I don't actually think out of character.
Okay.
I don't think we ever said
Just fine.
alive
Thanks, dear.
instead of dead or alive.
Okay. Emphasis on the alive part.
God, there's got to be a quote here that I'm missing. There's something about like the enemy you don't slay or something comes back twice as bad, or like something along those lines. I'm sure there's some sort of quote.
Yeah.
That I will pronounce. Like.
So I don't know if I made this clear. Mother Gothel thinks if you remove the anti-seed, she could probably remediate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just have to stab him with the blade. You can carry it.
Pardon?
The blade, you can carry it.
Why?
You can wield it.
The crone shakes its head.
I don't think so. I cover the bird.
The bird just materializes on the shoulder.
Okay.
You see, she says, if there's anything else I can assist you with, please let me know.
You've been most helpful.
You see, she nods. I tend not to wander too far from my little keep I have here.
That's sense.
Oh, stay away from Thunius Towers while we're here. Some disgruntled Fae have entered there.
Fae?
Yes. Powerful ones, too.
Where are they from?
It's hard to tell. They've come far, I think, and they're very angry at something. But I can't exactly tell what.
Well, perhaps we can help them and ask what's going on.
You see, she does the same sensitive ability you have, and also rolls less than a 6. And you see, she does perhaps.
Okay.
I think that's all we have to say to her.
Is there anything more you would want to know?
Yeah, cool. You get your story straight. Mechanically, by the way, if you want to brew potions here, it'll only be half the usual cost.
Yeah. How long does it take to like manufacture goods? Is it like a day of
4
downtime?
I think we should visit Frumia's
4
Tower.
days of.
I think we should go to Frumia's Tower.
Sorry, 8
Do
days
you?
of downtime.
Yeah.
4 days, then you do a check.
Do
If
you?
can make
Me.
it right now,
Bree
or you
thinks
can
we
do
should.
extra days of downtime
Would
to
you?
lower the price.
Also thinks we should.
But it, so it
So
takes
if I
at
were to
least-
do the 4 X's that I know, it
You
would take
are
like
triple.
a lot longer.
It would take a lot longer, yeah. That feat you've got to make elixirs, when did you take that feat?
I think it was level 1. It's not a feat. It's my background.
Oh, cool. In that case, I'm happy for you to have started with those items you took at level 1.
Just start with like one of each or something.
Yeah, so you just need to dock the gold that it takes to make them, so that's half
Okay.
the price of the item. And then you can just dock and then you can have the inventory stuff, because you're not making them now, you would have made them before you came.
Yeah, I just can make them because I've got 4 now.
Cool. So, in the way of quest hooks, the things we've got next, you could just go straight to dinner with the king, you've got Frumia's Towers, you've got Mother Wren, you've got the Watcher's Guild, or you've got the other barons.
Look, here's the situation. None of us have spells slots left. We need to rest.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere.
So I don't think we're going anywhere tonight.
Cool. Don't.
I think maybe I'd like to go to Frumia's Tower tomorrow.
You want to go to what?
The place we've just been told not to
Not to go. Yeah, I heard.
In my experience, whenever people say don't go to said place, you should definitely go.
You feel like she when she was saying maybe that wasn't just that she didn't know the future. You might be able to help. This is the DM telling you that it's totally an option.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everything's an option if you want.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dangle a place there and be like, you go there, great, you die instantly.
I would. Drizella would be overtly indifferent to going to the Fae Tower, but at the same time does wonder whether Fae from a long place would know anything about Cindershire, and is there the chance that this particular Fae might, coincidentally be the one that she's looking at? What's the chance of that compared to finding a basilisk in the local sewer?
Yeah.
Hard to know. But she would probably, if Mordred wanted to go, she would tag along.
What lore do you have again?
Fae. Herbalism ooze.
Give us a Fey lore check.
Fae lore.
Did you say buy them for full price? Or?
Nope. So
Meh.
half the price of what they cost is what they need to pay to make them.
9.
9? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Maybe not.
Yeah, no, I'm quite happy with that. I'm just like, she would be, I think Drizella would prioritise getting rid of the Beast King. But if Mordred comes up with a reason to go to a Fae Tower, Drizella would go along to try and stop him from giving out gold and getting us all killed on the way.
That's, pretty good. Awesome. Sounds like we're doing dinner with the Beast King.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you do anything in preparation for that, Darren?
Other than just like, actually, if we're walking past a tailor in our town, I'll ask them how long it would take, or if they had something that was ready.
Yeah, you'd have time for them to fit you in something that's ready-made.
I can also offer to embroider something for you, showing you my cloak.
I pull out my Trokar-sized needle and go, I can fix stuff.
There's nothing really I wish embroidered. I'm a plain person.
That will be... Somewhere on this is the bloody thing for, money. Let's call that, probably 20 silver. It's relatively expensive. But I will tell you that will increase your impression level by 1. I'll make a proper fun.
How many silvers of gold is that? 100 or?
10. 2?
Oh, sorry, that would be 2 if it's 20 silver.
Yeah, so 2 gold. So I'm trying to do all the currency in silver because it's the main currency.
Yeah, just auto, as soon as you change something, it auto.
Yeah, so 2 gold.
Okay.
Even though Darian doesn't ask for any embroidery, I'll do a little thing of nightshade with maybe some fire and stuff, and I'll put it on a little handkerchief, and I'll put it on your bed.
You get that embroidered, you return to your room. A little while later, there's a very polite knock at the door. You see Lumiere enters. Sorry, Lemaire enters.
Haha!
Lemaire enters and says, excuse me, sir, the princess is visiting. Here to see you.
The princess?
Yes, the princess Bella.
Just wash them. Just melt the wax.
Are you ready to receive her?
Yes, I was just preparing for,
Lumiere opens the door very right. You see Belladonna. You see this beautiful princess, slightly curly, golden blonde hair, blue dress, very vacant look. Eyes kind of looked into the mirror. His head is tilted on just slightly on an angle.
Is he at the dining room?
No. She's come to your post, so you're both there for this as well.
I kind of dust myself off a little bit.
As you see, she says, almost like someone who's rehearsed this a number of times before, as she says, excuse me, Darian, my lord husband bids me to bring you to dinner.
So can I detect magic?
Yeah.
It's just the presence of it.
Yeah, there's a spell effect. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd also like to use oddity identification, which I don't need to roll. But it tells me if it twists minds,
Yes.
fights against it twists minds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's an enchantment spell.
Sorry, not to.
You see, as she stands in the doorway for more than a few seconds, the faintest smell of roses fills the air.
Oh no, they've used the staff of beguiling on her.
Very well. I shall come now.
Real quick, David, how old is Darren?
I think I did put it in here. I think
He's quite young, isn't he?
young-ish. I think he's like mid-20s,
Okay.
early 30s or something. Like, so I actually put it in 29.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's been through university and been out of it for a little bit, but like not huge.
Wonderful. You see, she starts walking down the hallway. She looks at one point to check you're following. Doesn't really like hold your gaze. So looks behind, looks forward again. Says nothing.
As you leave, I'll message into your head, and I'll say, "Good luck. Let us know if anything happens. Your tremors should be good enough. They can go like 120 feet."
Yeah, but
I'll tell you right now, you're going more than 100.
more than
Oh,
120
it's
feet. It'll be.
Okay.
120 feet's like 50 meters, I think.
Can I retcon then that I gave him my feather token to?
You can't because it's down in the sewers.
No, because didn't.
My apologies. Dead right. Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Okay, feather token.
Yeah.
Feather token.
And what does the feather token do?
You can send a message and bird flies off with the message. It'll just have to have an open window. So
Yeah. It's
What's
a,
that
it's a
window?
physical bird, so it needs like a path to move.
I'll leave my window open in our room,
Okay.
and I'll suggest
So I
maybe
have to
break
like
a window.
punch that
I'm
at
gonna
dinner
roll
and just
now
like
to see if the dining room has a window. 15 on the dice, it does.
There you go.
yeah, I just like randomly like have this feather on my table and like there's a perch.
Oh, it's,
What
it's,
was
it's on a necklace.
So it's like a little token, like a necklace, and then you can turn it into a bird that sends a message. Takes an action.
Without anyone noticing.
Well,
Mm.
But
Give
if
me-
things
give me
get
this
dire.
stealth check.
Things get dire.
You head through. Do you try to make conversation with Belladonna at all?
I think I can read the room enough to know that she's probably not going to say much, but I'll just be like, it is somewhat surprising, but kind of your husband to husband. What are they?
She said, my lord
She
husband.
said husband to invite me for dinner,
You see, she simply says, yes.
and then
Yeah.
it is
Walk
no
in
use.
silence for like nearly 20 minutes as she leads you up several floors.
God, that's huge.
Oh, I don't know if you can do that. Dolor's Guard is an enormous fortress. Truly gigantic. It would be like 20 stories high.
Can I, like, during this time,
Mm.
use my perception or survival or something to, like, try and figure out where I am in the castle and, like,
Yeah, for
the
sure.
route back? Like, I want to, like,
Mm.
pay attention to
Oh yeah, give us survival, not a very high DC. Probably only 15 or so.
well, that's 12.
You could probably find your way back, but it wouldn't be efficient.
It would be, like,
You'd be, zigzag.
I know we're, like, going, like,
Yeah.
northwest.
You
or
know that
something.
your corners are like that,
Yeah.
but not this hall, this hall, this hall.
Yeah.
You move through. You come to the door of a dining room. You see she stops. You see she bows a little. And she says, "This is where I leave you. Best of luck."
Can I, like, insight that?
Yeah.
And, well, sense motive.
Mhm.
And just see if her best of luck actually had any,
Mhm.
11.
It's hard to tell. She has very little. What's the term? Like inflection in her voice. It's difficult to tell.
Fair enough. Okay.
You see she just wanders off down the hall.
Is the door closed?
Door's not closed. Door's is ajar, like slightly ajar. So
Is
not
there
latched.
like a servant or anything?
Yeah, 2 guards standing outside. Servants standing outside the door.
I will just ask them, may I enter?
You see, they look very stern and serious, standing up very straight and making a very polite move.
I like knock once.
You open the door, huge, big dining room. Probably 6 servants along the walls, 2 windows on one side, great big banners You see the banners are all imbued with this crest, this same thing, this rose on a shield that you saw in the stained glass of the throne room. And you see a great dining table, huge, laid out, a full roast pig, fruits, roasted vegetables, cured meats, all sorts there.
Mordred would hate it.
I hate it too. This opulence is not.
And
I'm good at hiding it.
it's a pig that's been roasted in honey and hundreds of gold worth of herbs. It's an elegant, decadent feast. You see there is a single plate with cutlery set on it right near the head of the table, where sits the Beast King. Again, huge form. The table is barely up to their knees as they have to loom over to try to be near the level for it. They don't have. They have a plate in front of them, but no cutlery.
Okay. So I assume the others.
The seat is almost certainly for you.
I shall walk up.
Huge wings behind them, great horns. They cast a shadow across the table as they sit.
And there's no other.
No one else. There's 6 servants, and there's probably about as many guards, maybe 8 guards, just kind of around the place. There's 4 kind of back, 2 near the end of the room, that sort of thing. As you see, he says, the mage, come sit. Please dine, I have eaten. But you must be hungry from your travels and your great adventure.
Yes, it was a way to spend an afternoon.
The basilisk is no small feat. Did it provide a challenge?
Sorry?
Did it provide a challenge? You see, like, trying to raise the voice a little bit. Booming voice.
I say, it was a very interesting challenge, one not of brawn, but of brain.
Good. I have another for you. So he says, eat. Do you serve yourself up?
I will absolutely set myself up some food,
Myself up some stuff.
together.
What do you add to fortitude saves?
Oh no.
8.
Oh no.
8.
That's fine. Holy.
As you see, he gestures with a clawed hand. You see a servant brings on a silver tray on which sits a book, looks like a handwritten notebook with an elegant but very large scroll, a smaller pillow on which sits a ring, an unassuming wedding band.
Oh, this is the
gold,
ring of...
and then next to it several spell components, like a couple of rubies, another gemstone, an icosahedron that floats off the thing, various other bits and pieces that you can use for spell casting, some powders in it. As he sits it next to you, see, he says, I have a project I've been working on that I was hoping you would assist me with.
I fear my talents might not be as good as needed, but I can try as much as I can.
You see it with a horrible snake-like forked tongue and licks his lips. As you see, he says, many minds can do great things if they work together.
That is true. Do you have others to help as well?
Many have tried. You see, he says, please, take your time. Eat.
Can I do an arcana check of these items on the...
So a bit loud.
An arcana check of the items on the, like, the ice.
Yeah, sure.
Like, what am I getting?
Yeah, we'll do general arcana check, get your bearings.
Okay, that is 23.
3. This looks like there's a book next to basically, like, what's the term? Like comments, basically, like how do the existing enchantments work, what do they do, what was the process, how was it made, and then all the other things people have tried, what the response has been, and then you've got the item itself, and then you've got a bunch of stuff that would let you cast more powerful spells, or basically you can use them instead of spell slots. Over a ritual, so over like 10 minutes. You see, he says, please eat, take your time to read. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I'll let you use that roll. Do you have a look through the documentation?
Absolutely.
Yeah, look through. Yeah, it's exactly what you think. It's the ring of objectification. What he's trying to do is, at the moment, it only can do 1 target per day. But that looks like that's another thing to do with the power of the ring. It's a limit that's been put there. And what he's trying to do is just remove that limit. so it works much more often.
Mhm.
And so far, no one's been able to. You see, people have tried. You think kind of like how you would do this as a sorcerer. The first kind of obvious answers are all in this book that people have tried. What I'll get you to do is, whenever you like, give me an Arcana check, see if you can think of an idea, and then it'll be a skill challenge to see if you can make it work. So you'll have to roll a certain number of successes before you get a certain number of failures.
I would love to use my arcane library right now, but I don't have spell slots.
You've got currently 6 objects here. You can use that as either like 3 second level spell slots, 6 first level spell slots, that sort of thing.
I will use one of them as my level 1. Is it 1 for level 1 spell?
Yeah, 1 for level 1, 2 for level 2, 3 for level 3. Blah, blah,
Pocket
blah.
library, and I will summon a book, an academia book, on the law of breaking parts of enchantments.
You see, you conjure that, you see, he looks over and he says, an excellent read.
Oh, he's seen it before.
Give us an Arcana check. So you'll add 1 from your pocket library.
27.
27 is enough that you have a look at this, you have a concept of what you can do to fix this. Using like the rest of these spell slots and a couple of other things, what you do is do an Arcana check to try to get this. Now you can throw this if you want, and then it turns into can you deceive the beast into thinking you've tried your best. What you need to do is you need to get 5 successes at a DC 25 Arcana before you get 2 failures. It's very difficult.
I'm just going to roll 5. Oh, before you get 2 failures. Okay, so one
you
at
get
a time.
2 failures, you lose. You get 5 successes, you win. You just keep rolling to hit rolls. Not in a row. So what
You
have
said 25?
25.
Well, that's 1 failure.
That's 1 failure.
Because it's 22. This is very difficult.
It's not an easy.
I'm going to use a Harry Potter.
Yeah, you're going for it.
And it's failure again.
That's
Oh, but you had 10.
I had 12. That's still 15 out of 25.
So you go through. You start to work. You have the ring. You see the arcane runes all around of how it works. Drift about it. You edit a few things, take it out, but halfway through, the ring falls on the pillow, and you see Castellan turns to this huge figure, and as he turns, the flash of yellow in the eyes, these teeth that reflect the light there, you can't help but just a twinge of fear at disappointing this person. Can you make a will save for me really quick? God.
26.
26. You become frightened 1. Just at the presence of this monster in front of you. As you see, they say, a shame. I had hoped better. But it is a difficult challenge. You see, he says, I can tell from your attempt that you understand what I'm trying to do here.
Yes, it is. It is something that can be achieved. Perhaps of someone of greater skill than myself.
Indeed. A matter of time, though.
Or perhaps if a number of sorcerers or wizards were working on it at the same time, they might have more luck.
I'm hoping after the ball, several guests will join me, and we can work on it together.
Yes, I would love to try again if you need my assistance.
Perhaps another night. I have now a more personal question to ask you. I wanted to ask about your friends and their mother.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I know very little of Morgana Le Fay.
No. I need to know of the Lady Tremaine.
Oh!
The Lady Tremaine? Is that your... I know barely nothing about Gisela.
That is disappointing.
That was funny.
That was...
We've all got mummy issues here.
Tell me, Darian, what would you do with this ring,
What would I do with that ring?
if it could work?
That's a very good question.
says, take a moment, consider it.
I have always wondered if you could turn those with innate magical power into objects, whether they would become the strongest soul-induced items that we could produce.
You see his eyes grow brighter still. You see he says, I think that is quite possible.
Oh god. Oh god.
Have you attempted it?
And you see he says, for now there are barriers that stand in the way. But I hoped. How well do you know Griselda?
We have been acquaintances for a
She's
couple
a
of
lovely
weeks at
woman.
best.
She's very friendly.
You pick your friends poorly, I would say.
Well, tell me
This is what happens when I'm mean to
what you
Mordred.
know of
Yeah.
her family, so I may pick better next time.
I like you, Darren. Limited though your vision is. I'd like you to have this. And you see he reaches into the robe he wears, this ill-fitting thing, and produces out a leather-bound diary, and he throws it on your face. Throws it on the plate. So it says, I would keep it away from your friends. When the Lady Tremaine visits this place in a few months for the ball, and brings her favourite daughter with her,
Oh god.
ensure you are ready.
Whoa. Okay, I have one more question.
You may ask.
Do you think the rune of castigation could be used to create genius?
Ring of
Objectification.
He goes through confused, surprised, and then impressed quite quickly. You see he says, it is said only the very brave or the very foolish meddle with the gem. Which are you?
The son of one.
Darian, I almost feel bad for you now. I need you now, David, to make me a fortitude save. What do you add to fortitude saves?
I'm so
Currently
confused.
plus
What
7.
just happened?
Plus
7.
7.
I think
You
he's...
need an 18 or higher to make this. As you see, he reaches over the camera, he slips them in onto his finger, and then points it towards
I knew it.
Only because he said he was the son of a genie, he's going to try and turn him into some powerful
Wait,
magic
did he just
item.
admit that? Oh,
Yes.
the son of one, right?
Son.
Oh my god, I missed that, and I was like, what?
He's
So
the
you're
son of
trying
a
to make a
genie,
25.
and now he's going to try and make him
You're
into
trying
a
to make it
powerful magic
25.
item.
The moment
If you
that David
fail,
was like,
you're going to
oh, a powerful magic.
conditions. If you critically fail, you're going to have a really
Be a
bad
table.
Oh, this could be a really bad time.
So
And I don't have any.
you got nothing. This is where we'll be ending the session regardless what we're doing. So we want this to be an 18. We need this to be more than an 8 on the dice.
You know what my rolls are like.
One. Better than mine. Oh my god!
Darren, you see yourself in the reflection of this gold wedding band as your flesh is twisted and turned, not magically, but painfully, snapping bone and tendons. Your face extends out unnaturally, your back arched up, your legs twist together into a circle as an oil lamp claps on you. That's where we'll be ending the session.
Yes! Okay, that was cool.
Thank you very much.
It was one slip up, but it was a fun slip up.
Phenomenal.
Oh,
Thank you very
the
much.
moment that you said, "Oh, I think you could turn people with magical abilities," and I was like, "Oh my god, he's going to turn you into something." Don't stop! Shut up!
Well, I'm curious if, you could reverse it.
Yeah.
Or,
Oh.
Genie lore is like my thing that I'm trying to learn more about.
This will be a very educational experience.
Oh my god. I hope you meet your dad.
I mean,
I hope
so for context, I'm Nephilim.